IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Life is full of bright moments, but sometimes those moments can seem too far away. Trained and caring crisis specialists in Arizona can assist you with any situation, big or small. Free and confidential help is only one text away, day or night. Text the word HOPE to 4HOPE. That's HOPE to 44673. These moments matter, and so do you. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
K2SN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CDV at 99.3 FM, and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, with a lot of people on the show today. We are starting off with a lot of people. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, with Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. And Squid is joining us. He's not filling in. He's not pushing buttons. He's actually going to hang around, and we're going to see if he knows anything. He's supposed to be an award-winning, not going to say journalist, but an award-winning radio person. And so now we're going to put his award-winning thoughts and skills to the test. He did the right thing. He showed up wearing a Keller Arizona Coyotes jersey. So points for that. It's a pretty sweet jersey right there, man. Did you get that for Christmas?
No, I got this like about a year ago, right before the Coyotes actually started to be good. So
what'd you get for Christmas? Like Legos? What?
Oh man, I wish, but I got new phone, which was very, very nice.
New phone, who dis?
And oh gosh. Now I'm on the spot. I can't even remember.
He was so overwhelmed by his gifts. He doesn't even remember what
I know.
they were.
So that right there, award winning. Randy, what did you get for Christmas?
Let's see. I got
we didn't talk about this.
Workbench. I got a.
You got a workbench?
Got a workbench for my barbecue area.
Oh,
I
nice.
got one of those Husky multi-drawer, the wood top on. I got one of those. Mm-hmm. Got a nice shirt. Got a station for all my battery chargers out in in my garage. Kind of a manly gift. Got that.
Cool.
Yeah, I got a shirt. I made out like a bandit.
Not
during
bad.
Christmas this year. Yeah.
Very manly gifts. How about you, Ralph? What'd you get?
I got a lot of throwback Seahawk stuff, which was nice.
Throw
That's
up
unfortunate.
Seahawks
And then
stuff.
I got a Coyotes jersey, so like I wiped my butt with it.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, it was just a lot of Seahawks stuff, a pair of new sheets, things like that. It was good
to
stuff.
wipe your butt with.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, sometimes. Yeah.
Keon, what'd you get? Anything good?
Yeah, I mean, first off, today.
Oh,
I got,
right.
I got a Commanders bobblehead there to
Yeah.
join the rest of them. So
Nice.
I got it on my
Yeah.
screen in case you're
There it
looking.
is.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah. So now he's not even last in line, which is the biggest surprise I think for anybody.
trust me,
Yeah.
I'm shocked more than anyone else.
So yeah, we have a Colts one, Packers one, and a Cardinals one, and now we got Keon's Washington Commandos one. I told him, I said, if you rage quit, make sure you grab that because that is yours. That is not belong to the radio
Rage
station.
quit.
Do we dare get a sea chicken one for
We
Ralph,
should.
though? I mean,
Can I tell you? I did try. I
uh-huh.
did try, and they're out of stock. I'm not even
Because
making
they're
this up.
popular.
No,
I get it.
because no, they hate printing them.
They
just-
they hate printing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we don't like putting that through the processor thing there. So I got a smartwatch. And evidently the watch isn't smart enough to let me know it needs the battery charge. So I'm not wearing it today.
Nice.
I don't know why I needed a smartwatch. You know, all I know is it takes my blood pressure. I don't feel like that's an accurate blood pressure. I don't feel like that. It doesn't squeeze the hell out of my arm like a blood pressure thing.
It's actually pretty good. Depending was it an Apple.
I don't know. Isn't I've got a Droid, so
They've got some pretty good smartwatches that
Yeah.
take blood pressure. But you know what I've noticed on a smartwatch? I bought one.
Yeah.
You never wear them after about a month. You just sit there. They don't because they get annoying.
yeah. Well, I don't like things restricting my wrist. So like,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm with you.
and for me, I'm an off size. You know how you have the holes in the watch
Mhm.
band? I'm right between holes.
Just poke a new hole.
But then I just have one big hole. Are we still talking about watch
They're too
bands?
close together. Look,
I wasn't, but okay.
Tear you a new hole.
Oh boy,
I'd rather you did not tear
You
me a
said
new
you were
hole.
an offside.
The
I mean,
thing
that
is-
alone
Yeah.
starts a conversation.
yeah, but by itself, with
I have measured
watches,
weird.
any watch I have to charge,
Yeah.
it's too late.
Right.
If I have a watch, once I put it on,
You think it'd last more than one day?
Hmm.
That's the thing I couldn't understand. Maybe I did something wrong. It said,
It's like your phone. Don't you plug your phone in at night?
"Oh yeah." But I'm just
Well,
saying,
then you
I
got-
didn't
gotta
even
plug
think a
your,
watch would
watch
need
in.
that.
That's
No,
two
you
things
need your-
now, Randy.
Yeah,
You need to plug the
Sure.
watch in. So
I can only remember so much. So
well, that's true.
Well, anyway, so all of us are here together, and this is the last show I have been told of the year. And I usually don't. I'm not sentimental about crap like that. But yeah, this is the last show of 2023. Has 2023 been a good year for anyone?
No.
No.
it was all right for me.
All
It
right.
was okay for me.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, you got an award, so you can just shut
Yeah.
right up. The rest of us did not win awards.
So the youngins had good.
Yeah.
The real men that actually have bills and responsibilities had bad years.
Well,
exactly.
What does that tell you?
Yeah.
To be fair, one of the good things that happened was I moved into a place that's a little bit bigger and
Is this the
Better
third
than-
place you've been in, or the second place?
third.
Okay, good.
Third.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
first place, he kind of did blind when he moved here.
and it was a dump.
It was
Understandable.
bad. And then he moved into another place, which was less of a dump, but I guess had issues.
Yeah, it had issues, and it was just really expensive for how little space there was. It was just
And
didn't
now-
make any
yeah.
sense.
Now you found a place, and it's just right.
Yeah,
or
it's good.
good.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
right.
That's good to hear.
So I'm
Nice.
pretty sure I'm staying put for a little bit there. So
And eventually, he'll get his car registered. 888-368-1580.
One thing at a time now.
Gator, let's just go ahead and put targets on me. Why not?
You've got a dump button. You should have hit it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think. Do we have any cops listening? I don't think we do.
I mean,
Randy and I
We
used
probably
to.
do.
Randy and I used to have all
Yeah.
kinds of cops listening.
they're probably
yeah.
responsible enough to not text and drive. So how would we
Sheriff-
know?
Sheriff Tom.
Well, they're
Sheriff
always-
Tom. Yeah, Sheriff Tom.
Well,
out
he's
there.
former. He's former. But we used to have guys sitting there listening to us with their radar gunning people. They'd call
Oh, yeah.
in. But
Oh,
so I haven't had anybody text in and say, "Hey, I'm a cop and I listen to the show." So, do we have any anything prizes we can give if somebody says I'm a cop? I mean, you do have to tell us anyway.
Yeah, the
right?
prize would be Keon because his car's not registered. So.
What
No,
do you
you
mean?
stop saying that.
I'm Ubering home. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
And your license is probably not Arizona either, right?
What are you talking
All
about?
right. Well,
What?
then here's our
Oh,
address at the studio. His car is in the parking lot.
Keon rides an electric scooter on the sidewalk.
Exactly, like a responsible adult.
Yeah.
Skateboard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Skateboard.
What the hell were we doing anyway?
I think it was a radio show. I'm not sure.
I'm against it. I'll be honest. I just would rather not be working today, I guess.
You know, it's
Let's
just
go ahead and break open a whiskey.
5 minutes into the show, you being against it is you got a lot of show left, is what I'm saying.
Well, I was suggesting earlier, since we have the award-winning Wonder Kid here, all of us could just stand up and walk off, and he would be forced to handle it himself for a while.
He can work the board. He knows how.
Gosh.
You got anything
He can do
prepared?
everything. He knows how to work the board. He knows
Arizona
how to make
high
the
school
phones.
football.
Why
There
do
he
you
goes.
show up at a grown-up sports show with nothing prepared?
No, I have stuff prepared.
What do you have
I have stuff
prepared?
prepared for the Coyotes game tonight against the Ducks.
Okay.
That terrible bloodbath that's going to be, or it could be absolute trash.
Wait, can I ask you? So, are we going to put the bloodbath on the Ducks? Is that what you're saying? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yeah. the
I want to
Ducks,
make sure
don't-
you're on the right side
Yes,
of this conversation.
yeah. I don't think. I mean, unless we're jumping to hockey too early. I mean, I think the Ducks are going to get wailed tonight. Quite frankly, what a win for the Oats against the Avalanche. So,
Have you been
Not-
to a game over there at the Mullet Arena?
oh yeah, many times, many
It's
times.
expensive.
It is.
The
It's
hell?
insanely expensive. My dad. We fortunately got tickets through the the upper suites on the
So what that
top
means? So
deck.
your dad embezzles.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, so
And
we were able to embezzle our way up to
Sure.
the front, and then we
You-
watched the games through there.
I was gonna say, like, you know, you do. You go to a game and you're sitting up there, and you look around. And you're like, well, there's nobody sitting down there. These seats just got better. And you just walk down there and sit in them seats until somebody yells at you.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
You know, but if you do that too early in the game, you know, here comes the guys that own the tickets, and they'll throw you right out of there. Don't ask me how I know that.
My 17-year-old daughter told me she wants two things. One of them was you, Squid.
Nice.
And the
Wow.
other thing, and I said no. The other thing was she wanted to go to a hockey game. And I was like, all right, click, click, click. No,
It's like $200. It's insane.
no.
It's insane.
So I was like, I'll get some press passes, but you can't cheer when we're in the press box. You know, you just have to sit there and look constipated like
There is
everybody
no
else.
press box. You sit on the concourse.
Serious?
There's no press box.
Oh man,
it is so small. The media facilities.
have
are,
they announced where this new hockey rink is supposed to be yet?
I mean, they like posted some news, like not the
Like they're
Coyotes.
teasing us.
Everything I read says Mesa near River.
Near the riverfront, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
From
that's fine.
The last time I saw it was supposed to be by the Mayo Clinic. Up like 5.
Well, that's
10 minutes
nowhere
away.
near the Mesa Riverview. The
Yeah,
Mayo
like
Clinic
it's-
is up here.
Yeah, that's a terrible drive for me, but I'm not going to complain too
It's
much.
not all about you, Squid.
I know.
I know. As a 16-year-old, you think it is, and the whole world revolves around you, but it doesn't. It just doesn't.
Dang it!
It revolves around Ralph. If you ask Ralph.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, so you feel like the Coyotes should destroy the Anaheim Ducks tonight.
I mean, considering knowing the Coyotes, they're probably gonna. I mean, now that they came back from 4-0 against the Avalanche,
I think we
they're
should all
playing
walk
the
off now.
Ducks.
I think this is the time to walk off.
I mean, the Ducks are 13-21. They're not good, and knowing the Coyotes, they'll probably just lose because it's like Coyotes and they're coming back from a 5-4 win.
You see what he's doing here, right?
Yeah, he's eating his words.
What he's doing is what we call the reverse jinx.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's downplaying it. So when he says they should do this, but they'll probably do that, it's the reverse jinx. He doesn't want to be the person who says it's a lock and then suddenly they
Mhm.
lose.
Yeah, that's what Barkley does, isn't he? With the
Mhm.
Suns. Yeah, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm basically Charles Barkley.
You're doing a Charles
man.
Barkley?
You look nothing
Yeah.
like him. Just by just
I
saying
was
that.
going to say, if you guys were ever in the same room together, I'd be surprised because I didn't.
You have
I'll
a
tell you apart.
completely
How can you tell the
different body type. You don't look anything like him.
I mean, you wouldn't miss him. Yeah, exactly.
You'd fit under his toenail. He's a large man. So we hope you're right, and we hope the winning ways for the Coyotes continue. It's just one of those things. You're right. They'll play way above their fighting weight, and then they'll lose to games like this one, which
Yeah.
you're like, okay, what's going on? But at least what you see is a young team, developing team, a team that's getting better and better, and gives you some hope for the future, and gives you at least a justification, for opening day at the new arena.
If it ever comes.
Shut up.
It's just like
It'll happen.
They keep pushing it back and back. It's like, I know that arenas are going to have delays in construction, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you guys told us that we were going to have it at the end of the year. You've got 2 days to fulfill that promise. Well, I guess you never promised it, but you've got 2 days. And if it's the first, then it's still nothing. I'm going to be like, Okay.
It's not happening on a weekend. I can tell you right now. So it's not happening
I
this
know.
year.
It's like that's a joke.
These,
Oh my
these people
gosh.
owe you nothing.
I think what we need to do is get Squid on the phone with Mr. Gutierrez's
Yeah.
office, and
This is not going to work.
This is Squid from 1580 The Fanatic. But
Tired
of course
of your
we'll
crap.
have. Actually, we should have him. This is Squid from 98.7, and
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
hard hitting questions to ask, and we need to get you on the phone right now.
The people have a right to know.
I don't know.
I have the right to know.
I figure when it's time, they'll tell us. I'm not that bent out of shape
Yeah.
about it. And I'm not going to hold them to the exact date. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a kid who has not had a lot of disappointment in life. You know what I'm saying? This is a kid who's gotten everything he's ever wanted. And he's like, you said you would tell me by this day. And by God, you better tell me.
You said my essay was going to be graded by tomorrow.
Or what? That's what you
Yeah.
I think you need to hear more is of
Did he
or
just-
what.
It's just
Did you just say your essay was going to be graded by tomorrow, Squid?
I didn't know
Yes.
he knew Spanish. What? Oh, oh my gosh. I got confused there. I thought all of a sudden he was going to get bilingual
Oh
in
my
here.
gosh.
Navy Brad says to the Blender hosts and Blender Nation, have a great new year to be. Any thoughts about a good streaming service that's worth the money? He says, have a good new year. Well, geez, Navy Brad, there's all kinds of good streaming services. Depends on what kind of stuff you want to watch, I guess.
Stream.
Yeah, so need more information to suggest. I mean, I got the Netflix, the Amazon, the Hulu, the Disney, and the HBO, and I think that's all I've got. I don't know if there's anything more
You have
that
YouTube TV, don't you?
Huh?
You have
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, well, YouTube TV is not a streaming service. That's just live TV.
It's streaming.
No,
It's
it's-
streaming, though.
It's streaming.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think it counts as a streaming service. It's a
It does.
no, it doesn't.
Absolutely does.
No, it doesn't.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about like on-demand shows. Not
You know
just-
what I'm
It's
talking
still a
about.
streaming service.
I
Yeah.
replaced my Direct TV with YouTube TV. It's just the TV.
No,
So YouTube TV doesn't fit.
absolutely not.
You're just being difficult.
No, I'm being exact.
So here's the question we need from Navy Brad is, well, what do you want to watch? What kind of stuff do you like? You know, because there's all sorts of good stuff everywhere. Oh, look, now you've done it. You started speaking Spanish over there. Tijuas says, orale, ese. Well, there's an or. Is there an R in that? I thought it was odele.
Orale, vato.
Did you type the R instead of the D accidentally? I think you meant, because I don't know what that word means. Hope I didn't say something filthy.
Not yet.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, there's gnats in here. Jagdog says, hello, gents. Second week of chemo radiation in the books. Thank you for all the laughs. It makes my treatment more tolerable. Happy New Year's to all. Even Ralph. Okay, who's making all that damn noise eating stuff? Is that you?
Hey, it's
Essentially,
We
Keon.
just-
Keon over there.
We're just talking to Jagdog about how he's on the road to whooping cancer's ass. And you're going to go over there and grab for some chips?
it was a chip for Jagdog.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's good.
There it is. That's
Here's to you, man.
chips for
Cheers.
Jagdog. We're all going to eat
Your
our
foundation.
Doritos,
There you go.
and that's going to get him better. I mean, hell,
It is.
I'd rather
Yep.
hear chips for Jagdog than thoughts and prayers. Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, hey, man, you hang in there, and we're glad we can help in any kind of dumb way. So, you'll beat that thing, man. Keep it up. Berg says, Happy New Year's, guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Berg. Now we're waiting for the next shoe to drop on that one. Does Evil Berg have something to say?
I'm sure.
Big George says, well, if we're all going to be selfish like Squid,
Wow.
Wow.
he's not selfish as much as he's just young and entitled. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Can the Coyotes just relocate here to San Diego? We got a hockey arena that's ready to go. San Diego Gulls minor league hockey team plays there. No, George. Shut up, George. He says, Squid, thanks a lot for jinxing the Coyotes by saying they're going to blow out the Anaheim Ducks.
No.
Don't you know anything about Valley sports teams? They never live up to expectations. Be surprised if they win now.
Okay, but the Ducks really suck, though. Like they're just awful.
Yeah. I mean, they have Trevor Zegras, and he hit the Michigan though. He hit the Michigan, but it's like
they
sorry, but-
give up.
okay.
Near the bottom of the league in goals given up. They're near the bottom of the league in shooting percentage. They can't score. They can't defend. Coyotes should beat them. Bad.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I feel like we've done damage. There's going to be, I don't know. Let's forget about it. Let's forget about it. Take off the jersey. Take off the jersey. Wait, unless you don't have anything
Please
on it.
don't.
You have a shirt on underneath?
Well, I don't don't know. Maybe.
How
I kind of like the jersey.
Did you dress yourself? How do you not know?
Yes, I do. I do.
This is how
Yes.
he wakes up. This is how he wakes up in the morning. Mom!
He just puts his arm straight up in the air. And
I'm waiting.
No, I have a button to press. too that calls it
Shirt
up.
me.
Just beep. Wow.
like the Jetsons.
Mom, meatloaf now.
You know his whole family's watching this right now. Right?
Yeah, they
No,
actually
they
all
are.
at home
They actually are. Yeah.
I said, I told you.
I feel like they have forsaken
What a-
him if they've let him come here today.
They've heard the show. They know better.
So
Very true.
You get what you get.
hey, listen, whatever happens with the Coyotes, at least they're not the Detroit Pistons. Dear
Oh.
Lord in heaven.
My God.
The Detroit Pistons now tie the 76ers for the biggest losing streak of all time, 28 games. I hope they keep it going. Now, they did win 2 games. I would like to have seen them be completely defeated. I like Monty Williams. I don't know if how much of this is his fault. I
He's
guess
the coach, man.
I know he's the coach,
A good
but
chunk of it is.
he's got a bunch of guys who would be JV in a high school right now.
Well, he's got Cade Cunningham, who's playing his ass off. I mean, the guy is. I don't know what more you can
Can
ask.
he get 129 points a game?
He cannot.
So then
but
they
no one in the
stink.
league can unless we're asking Wilt to come back. So
Even he'd be a few short on that score.
yeah, that's the issue. And I think that when you look at the Pistons, like you do have to put some of the blame on Monty. Like, yeah, some of these guys are just like genuinely bad.
By the
but-
way, Squid, if you're not wearing a T-shirt under that jersey, you're like a serial killer. I don't think
No,
you
I
can't.
am. No, I am.
You just can't do that.
That would be
It's
insanely
just too
uncomfortable.
itchy to wear
I
a
do
jersey.
that.
You're a serial killer.
well,
There's bodies under
I
your
may
porch.
be, but I do that all the time.
Sorry, Keon. I just got.
No,
I
I
had to
hear-
get out of your system.
no,
Yeah.
it matters. It absolutely matters. No,
Yes, I
it's
am.
Scary.
but like Alec Burks is awful. Like I've been watching them because I genuinely want to see them win a game. Alec Burks is awful. Why is Monty playing him 30 minutes a game?
Last
who?
night,
For what?
they started by looking like they were going to win the game. They looked like they were going to beat the Celtics. They looked like they were on the road to that victory. What was it, like 30 points almost that they had a run on them? And then after the boom, here they come. And Monty, they're paying him so much. So I need to know: is Monty suddenly a bad coach?
Suddenly, he was a bad coach
He
last
wasn't
year.
a bad
What?
coach with the Suns.
Yes, he was.
He just couldn't sort
Couldn't
things
win.
out.
He
with-
just couldn't win. That's all.
we were in the finals. If you were,
Did you win it? Okay, so he didn't.
Okay, but that
How many teams got to the finals
many-
that year?
how many-
2.
how many-
come I could talk about the Lakers making a conference final and you'll say, nope, they didn't win it.
No, I'm just saying.
But
no,
Well,
listen,
because we're talking
the
about whether or not
Lakers-
Monty's a bad coach. How many bad coaches do you know can even get to a finals?
I know one that won one. He says actually the Suns coach this year.
Oh my god!
That's not a real. I don't care,
it's true.
Vogel. Vogel, I don't
Vogel's
care.
not a good coach.
That is
I-
not a real
I,
championship either.
I personally disagree.
Well, of course you do.
Just because I mean, especially seeing Pacers Frank Vogel, because that guy was putting together. Lance Stevenson hadn't been good after he was on Frank Vogel's team. Vogel was using all kinds of guys, and he didn't even have prime Paul George yet. His Paul George was just entering his prime. No, he
How many titles did he win there? Again, not a good coach.
okay. But his starting lineup involved a Paul George that was not yet in his prime, Lance Stevenson, Roy Hibbert. Nobody is going to an Eastern Conference Finals with any of these people.
He's
Excuse
the
me?
highest paid coach in the NBA.
Meanwhile,
Is
yeah,
he?
I Monty Williams.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
and,
Seriously
and
is.
I do think that Monty. Look, Monty got a lot of help from Chris Paul. I don't think that he's suddenly a bad coach.
Yeah, I've seen those
But
stats on with or
when-
without
when
Chris,
Chris
Paul.
Paul showed up, that's when the Suns went to the finals.
Mm.
And then when Chris Paul started to decline, that's when the Suns under Monty started to decline. I think that Monty has a lot of things that he does well from a scheme perspective, but when it comes to some of his rotations, when it comes to who he plays for how long and when,
Do you think the
It's not
Pistons
good,
will
man.
fire him and pay him off all that money?
he's under contract for 5 years. I really don't think you can.
Wow.
I don't
much
think you
money
can.
is
Holy
making?
smokes.
Ralph, it's 10 mil a year.
Yeah.
It's 10 mil a
They
year.
said at the
Guaranteed?
time of signing that was the biggest coach contract in the
But is it
NBA.
guaranteed money?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
Oh, there's
Yeah. It's
That's
he's because they're the Pistons. Who else were they going to get to coach?
they're going to have a high
Like,
character team for
That,
5 years.
that job is radioactive. Nobody wanted that job. And Monty, clearly still loves coaching. And the Pistons, offered some other things too, like the health care for his wife who was dealing with cancer and all this other stuff. Like
Admirable.
he jumped into it,
You're
but
paying somebody $10 million a year. You don't even need to give them health care.
you don't.
You
But they offered it.
But it was nice.
They offered it, and
You're right.
and so yeah, are they to blame in terms of the team that they have constructed? Yeah, it's an awful team. But when you have a team that has a number 1 overall pick on it, Cade Cunningham, who by the way is playing every bit like it, and you play the Celtics, and the Celtics don't have Jaylen Brown out with a bad back, you don't have Jason Tatum, and you're up by 20 plus points, you should close that game out. And that is coaching. That is coaching.
I thought Jason Tatum played last night. Thought I saw him in the game.
Then I saw he was he was questionable for that. Yeah, no, he was in the game. I don't know why
All right.
I just thought he was out.
Kyle G says Monty's flaws were covered by an abundance of talent here in Phoenix. Those same flaws are being overexposed by Detroit's lack of talent. He's not a bad coach. He's just average.
He's a good coach, like a quality coach, but I wouldn't say great. I wouldn't put him up in that stratosphere.
He's a really nice guy.
But I have seen the most average coaches in my life because I am a Wizards fan. And I've seen guys take the most talented teams and just go 500.
You know how sometimes ball players will do things to break a cycle of losing, or like a baseball. They'll change their hair or something. I think Monty should shave that little caterpillar he's got that he calls a mustache.
Just let it go.
Everything would just change. All of a sudden they'll go on a 28-game winning streak. I'm telling you, it could work.
No. Here's what you do: you have him remove the mustache and put it like a mohawk on his head.
I don't think
now you got something.
It's only like an inchworm.
And
he'll just tell people it's the world's smallest mohawk.
Nobody wants to be the team that they beat. Nobody.
Yeah, it's
especially right now. No, everybody's coming ready.
They're going to probably lose their next 6.
It's the reverse of when a team is really good and you get the target on your back. Right. When you reach a certain level of bad, nobody wants to be the first person that loses to you.
Yep. Especially 29?
There was a joke about certain kinds of girls in a moped.
It's 28 now.
It comes to mind.
We're going to get to 29.
It actually started 2-1.
Anybody remember that joke?
And they haven't won in 2 months.
About a certain kind of girl in a moped? Yeah.
What?
Wait, no, is that the right joke? Fun to ride till your friends find out? I can't remember which joke I'm thinking.
What?
No, I'm thinking of something else.
I can't say I'm familiar with that one.
I don't know what I'm thinking, but I think we're really late for a break. So let's do that. We'll come back more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
The Boston Celtics are the odds-on favorite to win this year's NBA championship. The Celtics, with the best record in the Eastern Conference, are plus 320. The Denver Nuggets, the reigning NBA champs, are plus 420. The Milwaukee Bucks, who acquired Damian Lillard this offseason, are plus 460 to claim the Larry O'Brien Trophy, while the Phoenix Suns, with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, are plus 1,000. The LA Clippers, who are coming on strong in the West, plus 1,200 to win the NBA title, and the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 1,300. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Oh, hey, I don't know if this is going to affect your picks or not, but Tracy Lawrence for the Jaguars, she's not going to start this week. Going to miss the first start in the NFL with a shoulder. This is not the first time that.
No, he's missed before, hasn't he?
Yeah. Why did you say he's maybe this year?
He hasn't.
No.
He has not. He did miss.
No. Almost.
Oh, all right.
Who's his back?
Left the game early.
Yeah, he was late for a hair appointment, I guess. But, so, yeah, I don't know if that affects your picks or not. Probably not. It's still the Carolina Panthers.
He sprained his ankle and left it early, and then the ankle, they were playing Thursday night football. So the question was he going to show up and play? But he did.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he didn't play well, but he played.
Hey, can you grab number 4 there that my headphones are on? Just give him a little bit of a bump up there for me, thanks. Yeah, I don't think you got the right one.
Let me try again.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why Ralph's ears are bleeding right now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And
there's other reasons.
To answer Ralph's question about who the backup is, it's CJ Beathard.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry, you're incorrect. Yeah. It's CJ Beathard. That's actually how you pronounce
that.
That's
a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not good.
He's not good, but the team is good enough, I think, to beat the Panthers. And the Panthers would be out of their effing minds right now if they tried to win this game.
They've been playing better, though. I mean, they could win this game.
The Panthers don't have the pick.
Right.
It doesn't matter
Bears
what they do.
Yeah, the Bears
might as well win the game.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that they sold their soul to the Bears.
Keon's hoping they.
Yeah, it would work for me.
There's all this rumor about Caleb going to Washington.
Hey,
he wants to go there. That's where he's from.
Yeah,
really?
He's from DC, man.
Yeah, he's from DC. He wants to go there.
PG County, where I'm from.
He already told the Bears, don't.
But see, wouldn't you think he'd look at FedEx Field and say, "I'll go to the Panthers"?
Well, that's
or the
Bears.
Bears.
The new owner wants to move the team to a new stadium. They're going to build one. So.
Better be quick because that he don't want to play there even one game.
He's a DC kid though. That's home for him, right? You don't.
Well, whatever the case, you now have the information. Change your pick if you need to. I mean, this is going to be now. This is going to be a bad game. It's going to be such a bad game. Hard to watch. By the way, can I just bring it up again because I want to complain? This thing they do in the last 2 games of the season where all the games are 11 a.m. is just dumb as hell.
Well, you have to.
I hate that.
But it makes sense why they do it.
This is not convenient for me.
I remember when they used to before they started doing it this way, and they did it the way they did before. The afternoon games were just awful because the teams would figure out, oh,
can I just
we're in,
suggest then?
and they just bench everybody.
Do all the games in the afternoon then.
Okay, that's fair.
We can sleep in if we know that's going to happen. But next week, not this week, next week, every game in the final season game, 11 a.m. Would you just why?
I mean, if there's some games that get sorted out this week, you know, some playoff scenarios where, oh, you're eliminated. Next week, there'll probably be afternoon games.
No, they're not going to change it. They've already scheduled it.
Is a thing, and also I understand it's inconvenient for you.
Yes,
but there are people on the East Coast. They start watching football at 1.
The hell with them. Listen, they'll be fine if it's an afternoon game for them. It's
Yeah, but you don't want to do
2 or
11 a.m.
2 for us or 4 for us, and then like 6 for them. Whatever. I don't care. I don't know how the time zones work. 888-368.
It's like 4 for them.
1580. Yeah. So what's the big deal? What's the big deal? But anyways, now you have the information. Go think about your picks and whatever. All right. So last night, Thursday night football, and that was one of those games where it was like, well, I got a fantasy football player in it, so I guess we'll see what's going on. And man, the Browns just went ballistic on the Jets. I thought there was going to be more back and forth. And then it started out that way. Touchdown for you. Touchdown for you. It's like, oh, this might actually end up being a game to watch. And then the Jets forgot to do what the Browns are doing, and then that was it. I guess they came back later on and got a couple of touchdowns or something. But yeah, this is not a good game. I had to turn it off.
The Browns are kind of scary all of a sudden, aren't they?
Yeah, who knew the Browns suddenly would be in a situation where, like, they're in the playoffs now. Wait, what?
They could be the number 1 seed.
How are the Browns in the playoffs? And I'll tell you how. Joe Flacco went 19 for 29. 309 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception. It was a huge game for Flacco. His 4th straight game with 300-plus passing yards. That's the longest streak of his career. So not only did he jump up off a couch and play adequately, he's actually playing his brains out. He's had 4 straight games with 300-plus passing yards, and this is the longest streak in Browns history. And ties Tom Brady for the longest streak by any player 38 years or older. Flacco's now the first player in the NFL history to have 250 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns in each of his first 5 games with the new team. And he's done that in all 5 games with Cleveland. So that is why all of a sudden the Browns are scary. They had a scary defense already. That's no surprise. But just when he showed up, that offense, even without oh crap, I forgot his name again. The receiver who was not in for them.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, even without him, he's just like, okay, I'll throw that guy. You got to give a big chunk of credit to Joe Flacco, and I can't believe I'm saying that out loud.
I can't believe the Jets didn't sign him, because the Jets last year had the same problem they have now, which is that they were shuffling through quarterbacks. They played Flacco last year, and he was the best quarterback that they had.
The look on Robert Saleh's face the entire time was that we could have had that.
Yeah,
I don't know why we.
But he wasn't that good with the Jets.
He wasn't that good, but I'm saying of all the guys they
better
played,
than Zach.
He was better than Zach. He was better than Simeon, who they also played last year.
Squid is better than Simeon, and I don't think he's ever held a football.
Is that true, Squid?
Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
Yeah.
So basically, yes.
When you're 17, there is no so long.
I know.
Yeah.
There are things I haven't done since you've been born. There are things I haven't done.
Your entire lifespan. Yeah.
I mean, these guys are peaking at the right time. They could be.
Well,
they could be the Super Bowl team.
if they get the right matchups, like that's really what it's going to come down to.
Imagine if they get the number 1 seed.
Yeah, there is a chance.
And then you got to play in Cleveland.
Right.
It's cold.
They
It's
are
miserable.
alive.
Oh boy!
If this Flacco stays, I can see them going through.
Right, this version,
they're good.
Yeah, I mean,
they're playing better than anybody else, right? I mean, the Ravens. Okay, you got to give the Ravens, but I think they could beat the Ravens.
If you assume that this is the Flacco we get, you also got to remember this team beat the Niners with PJ Walker at quarterback.
Yeah.
Oops.
So here's how they get there. The Dolphins got to beat the Ravens on Sunday. If the Ravens win or tie, the Ravens are the AFC number 1 seed. The Browns, week 18, have to beat the Bengals. Then the Dolphins have to lose to the Bills, and the Ravens have to have they got to lose to the Steelers. And if it all plays out that way, the Browns can clinch.
It's possible.
Yeah, it'll be a three-way tie. The Browns will win the division record tiebreaker over the Ravens and the conference record tiebreaker over the Dolphins. So it's probably not going to go that way, but could. But they're in the playoffs. So once you're in the playoffs, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about hockey or baseball or basketball where you've got series. This is one and done. You show up and have a bad offensive game against that Browns defense, Flacco might not even have to score.
Prison Wallet says, I just got here. Who the hell is Squid? My illegitimate child. No, just kidding. He's a new guy here. He works at the radio station. We thought we'd have him on the show for fun. Shut up, Prison Wallet. Kyle G says, how come the Ravens never had Flacco throw the ball deep like this? I never even knew he had it in him.
When they won the Super Bowl, he did all the time. And then, just over time as he got older, just the throws weren't there. And they didn't do a good job of keeping their receiver core up as well. So at a certain point, it was just, you could throw it deep, but to who?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that problem bled into their Lamar Jackson tenure. Like the first several years. Now they have Zay Flowers, who at least can go down and completely rip the top off of a defense. But it took them a few years from when Lamar took the job over from Joe to even get quality receivers for Lamar. So that's the reason why the Ravens didn't do that.
Doesn't this remind you of that team?
Yeah,
it kind of does.
It was Joe Flacco playing solid football, and then they got into the playoffs, and Joe Flacco went red hot. I don't even think he threw a pick that playoff run.
Hefty Lefty, I don't know if he's talking about what we're talking about. They're going to have a winless November and December. Oh, he's talking about the Pistons still, right? Oh, you're not talking about anything.
Yeah, November and December.
Try to catch up, Hefty Lefty.
Detroit basketball. You know the Wingstop in Detroit is giving away free wings if they win even a single game. And they haven't had to do it.
Well, yeah, not since those two, but
yeah, it's just, and they look like they might regret it the first 3 games of the season, and then it was all downhill from there.
Prison Wallet says, "Hello, Ralph." I'm serious. That's what he says.
He's a nice guy. Hi, Prison Wallet.
He says, "Welcome, Squid." Shut up, Jeffrey.
There you go.
in an interesting reversal of.
That's fair. I told him to shut up.
That's true.
Cardinal Art says TGIF, Jeff Go, Keon, Sir Randy, suck it, Ralph. What the hell was Dan Orlovsky, if I spelled that right? What was he thinking with that tweet or whatever it's called about Flacco? Must have never listened to old Herm Edwards' wise words. Pour me up a shot of your finest whiskey, Randy.
I thought it was funny.
What is he talking about?
So he had a picture of a cracker and someone and I think it was like, greatest cracker of all time. And then he retweeted it and said, Joe Flacco? ?
Nice.
I thought it was funny.
That's funny. That is funny. Call him a cracker.
So there's some people that did not like that.
I don't mind if you call me cracker. I'm not offended. Yeah. Call me white bread, honky, mofo, mayo. I don't care.
Oh, good to know.
None of that stuff bothers me. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of what does bother me.
Oh, I know.
What's that?
I call you a liberal.
You call me a liberal? You son of a bitch. Anyway, let's see. Berg says advantage Randy in the Premier League playoffs there with Lawrence out. Oh, yeah, Randy's playing for third place. Randy,
what are you
who's
talking
never
about, Berg?
played fantasy football before the last couple of years, is now, look at him. He's kicking butt. Well done in this season, Randy.
I had nothing to do with it, but thank you.
Hey, how'd you do, Squid? Because that was your first time ever playing this year over there in League 12.
Shoot, I don't even think I looked at the last week of how I did.
You're out.
I was
throwing him out of the league.
I was doing very poor last I saw.
Mhm.
Very poor.
I think you made the playoffs.
What?
I have a friend who is in your
Aren't
league.
you supposed to look at that every week?
Are you serious?
Wow.
And that's even more disappointing.
Throwing him out. Throwing him
got
out.
a new
boy.
phone. Do you have the app on your new phone?
No, I still gotta ask my parents to get apps. I get that to send a request to iCloud.
Wow.
That's how it works.
At your age, you must have done something. When
yeah.
Yes, request to get an app.
I stole the
Here's
cookies
the
from the
thing.
cookie jar.
When you see a guy who shares a Facebook account with his wife, something's happened.
Yeah.
Somebody's done something they shouldn't be doing. And when you're 17 and you got to get your parents to sign off on an app on your phone, there's a story there.
Oh yeah. No, oh my gosh, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. But That's the next
I feel
Christmas
like-
gift is trying to remove that parental
I feel like
restriction.
Squid was a 12-year-old gambler. Just sitting there, just ringing up
I
bets.
mean, here's your chance to really fight
Playing
for it.
poker all night.
Yeah.
Here's your chance to talk about it. You know your parents are watching. You have a chance here to plead your case.
No, there
No, I
really, there
think
really
you
is
should.
no story.
And we'll support you.
Can I just say, well, I've got a mess of kids myself. They are right. They are.
Well, I know
absolutely-
they are, but I want to hear them.
God knows what my kids are doing on their phones and online. It makes me
yeah,
shiver.
but there's online and then there's downloading apps. Like, what app could I download?
You shut up and
that's
listen to your
so-
parents. How dare you be disrespectful?
Shut up, Dad. Darn it.
You could
Let
download.
me get my app.
You could download
Let me
things like
get my
Tinder and all those other things. You don't know what you're doing.
I don't think they're worried about Tinder.
Yeah, that wasn't my plan. At least was to get Tinder. I was. It was probably more like Smashy Road 2 or something like that.
No idea what that is. What is?
You can ask your kids.
I'm not.
sure
no,
they know.
I'm scared too.
Smashy Road.
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
I don't know.
Is
That
that
sounds
anything
filthy.
like- Is that anything like
Doesn't it?
Frogger?
What?
Well,
Or Asteroid?
Yeah.
It only sounds filthy because we have no innocence left. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of Frogger.
I thought it was Frogger or
No, oh boy.
Asteroids or something.
I think it means something now when you say Frogger.
Frogger? Does
Yeah.
it?
Is that a new term?
I think it has something to do with. I'm not really sure.
I keep telling you guys that I'm up to speed on all the modern lingo.
You really aren't.
For shizzle.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, that's-
Jack.
That was 20 years
My
ago.
language.
Yeah, I mean,
there
that
we
was
the
go.
hook.
Literally the only person who still says that is apparently you and also Snoop.
And Snoop. That's
So-
it. Snoop. That's a 20-year-old thing, and even then, nobody but him should have been saying it.
Oh, come on, Jeffrey, my cuz.
My
See, I got it all. I got all of it.
You're a
Yeah.
hip cracker.
Hey, listen, Randy, just put on
My
your
hip does
Skechers.
crack quite a bit. How'd you know that, Ralph?
Yeah. Get your New Balance shoes all tied up there, and go get yourself a
New
nice
Balance.
get yourself a nice whiskey from the fridge there,
Mm.
because we got to take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Can I open it now? I think you've waited long enough.
Yeah, go for it, kiddo.
I already have this baseball cap.
And not this one.
Look a little closer, sweetheart. It's signed?
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe it. Do you still have that card all these years later? Do you have trading cards that's been sitting in a box for decades? Scottsdale Cards is who you want to call first. The Valley's card, comic book, and collectibles expert since 1989. Scottsdale Cards is your source to sell your trading cards and other collectibles, including those comic books you've been doing nothing with. We are always interested in buying your vintage sports cards and comic books, certified autographs, memorabilia, and collectibles. So what collectibles do you have stored away? They could be worth thousands. Call or text 480-419-2990. That's 480-419-2990. Or go to scottsdalecards.com. That's scottsdalecards.com. Or search Scottsdale Cards on your mobile phone today.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so here's what's going on the radio station tomorrow. We got GCU hosting Louisiana Tech at 2 p.m. And then over on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM, you got the Lions at the Cowboys. Just some random Saturday NFL football game. We were talking earlier about how most of the games are at 11 a.m. on Sunday. There's a couple of games in the afternoon, and then the last, I think, Sunday Night Football. Well, what are they doing with this game? Why is this game just sort of lagging or on Saturday? I don't understand what's happening here.
I guess that college football's not using it.
Yeah.
You might as well just take the spot.
You better have
it.
It's
Pretty random, yeah.
Anyway, and then on Sunday Night Football, we got Vikings at Packers, which could have been a good game, but probably won't be. Anyway, 888-368-1580. I had a thing I was going to do here, and I can't remember. Oh, by the way, did you see that Elijah Moore? Oh, dear God. He's okay. He's home.
Mm-hmm.
He got himself a concussion, but after he got hit, and he just kind of lied there, his hands were like twitching, like the electricity kept coming in and out. We've seen the one where the player his arms go out like that. You know, they call it fencing.
I don't remember what the name of it is, but that was Tua last year. He had
it was not just Tua. We've seen another guy too do that, where his arms just go. Well, this guy last night, Elijah Moore, he was like, like, you know, he was in his head, put your hands in the air like you just don't care. And it was very painful to watch. But thankfully he's okay in the concussion protocol, and there's going to see what's what. But man, when you mess with the brain, you're messing with the electrics. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was just. Can I just say something? We've had football for about 100 years, right? Mm-hmm. And you get tackled, and if your head hits the ground, okay, I get it. You can get a concussion. How come? I feel like we didn't see this as much in the past, or is it just a thing where the picture on the screen was so bad? They're like, oh, that player just got carted off. He'll be okay. We didn't have as much information coming to us, or are we getting more concussions from these I get it when a helmet hits a helmet. But this thing where the head hits the ground thing, I don't remember seeing that much of this in the past.
I think the players are bigger, stronger, faster. And so the violence of the head striking the turf after a tackle is that much more. I don't think it was that way back in the day. I mean, I would have to imagine the game is played at such a speed now. I mean, some of the guys that played in the 60s and 70s, they wouldn't be able to, in their prime, they wouldn't be able to keep up.
The speeds that we have some of these 300-pound guys running these days, it's insane. They're car crashes.
But I think the game was more violent back then.
Yeah.
Because the hitting back then, there was so much more that was legal.
It was big, ugly, hairy men playing back then.
You look back at some of those guys. Look at Ronnie Lott when he used to line someone up and just clock him. I mean,
I think the game was much more brutal. I don't know about. I think it was much more brutal. Yes, but today's players, man. I mean, Ronnie Lott. I don't know that he would be the same Ronnie Lott in his prime against everybody that's playing today.
Like I think he'd be just as physical, but just in terms of if you wanted Ronnie Lott to be able to do what these guys are doing today, he'd have to grow up today with the nutrition and the training and all of that. It's the sports science has moved people along to where we have more guys that run a 4.40 now than we did back in the day. And that includes some of the 300-pounders that are in the 4.5, 4.6 range. Maybe call me crazy, but I remember, being a kid and watching Warren Sapp, and Warren Sapp is one of the freakiest athletes I've ever seen, and he wasn't moving at the speeds that we're seeing.
Is
guys
your
move
argument that more players today are in better shape and stronger versus back then when we had the guys that were like that, but it wasn't everybody?
Yeah, it was.
I can see that. Which would mean you'd have more harder hits now, even though they've changed the rules.
Well,
on how
if you took the guys of the past and put them through the sports science of today, we would just have a bloodbath every week.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
Back in the day, they didn't have like sports academies that are like high schools. You know what I mean? They've got these kids going to sports academies now for their schooling, but also to focus specifically on that sport. Sorry, Jeffrey. Please, what were you wondering?
Well, I was wondering something you're all going to yell at me about anyway. What I was wondering. What I was wondering is, I wonder if we've worked on the helmet so much for a forward hit that we haven't worked on the helmet for when the back of your head hits the turf. And I think that's more of a motion of the neck kind of thing, but it is also an impact of the head. So I wonder if trying to protect them from the front, that they've sort of neglected the back end of that helmet.
Maybe. I don't know
I'm
exactly
glad I
how
could help.
I don't know exactly how they how they design the helmets and what the testing they go through is, but I know that a lot of the helmets, the way they redesign them, it flattens out the crown of the helmet for, trying to sort of get the helmet to slide off of some of those collisions as opposed to just full force taking the shot.
Remember back in the 70s and even in the 80s, they used to wear neck rolls.
Yeah.
So those have gone away.
There's a lot more afros.
You can't wear them today.
Right. So remember, I think
Added
that
cushion.
helped, though. That cushion
You
might
could be
help.
right. Yeah. I mean,
Bring back the neck roll.
I was thinking the neck roll.
Oh,
there.
I'm
It's
sorry.
just-
I thought I was at something there. If everybody had afros, there's more cushioning under
Well,
the helmet.
That probably helped a little, yeah.
But
Couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
But
I
who
mean-
was wearing the neck rolls back in the day? Fullbacks. We don't have those.
All the fullbacks. Like Eric Dickerson wore one.
Yeah. But a lot of these running backs are so much smaller.
Didn't that linebacker for the Van Der Esch, was that his name for the Cowboys?
Yeah, Leighton
Didn't he
Van Der
have
Esch had a neck roll.
Didn't he have a neck roll?
Yeah, he did.
A lot of those guys didn't even have necks. I never understood why they had a roll.
So did they ban those things?
No.
No one just wears them.
No one wears them. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, everybody's trying to be as light.
Yeah, you
as-
get a pool
as-
noodle
as-
back there. It's very light.
As they as they can
Just tape
be.
it up.
Yeah.
Being able to kind of turn your head a whole lot more easily as well. Because the game's just gotten smaller. And what I'm afraid of is some general manager is going to look at how small everybody is and then just start drafting giants. And that's when everybody's screwed. Because I think a lot of these players are too small to take some of these hits.
Berg says Steve Grogan was a neck roll guy.
Yeah.
Quiet Cannon says athletes now are more focused on one sport. Skill levels higher in all the sports. Do we even have a 3-sport athlete in high school anymore?
Very rare.
I mean, my son.
That's why some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL are also baseball guys, because the way you learn to throw the baseball is quite frankly the best way to throw a ball.
Baker's Cocky Hen says pretty confident Ronnie Lott would be 93% of what he once was since he lost 3/4 of a finger. I don't know if that math checks out, but we'll look into that.
Yeah.
Cardinal Art says he doesn't pay his phone bill and is also on the family plan. Oh no, we've cracked the code on what's going on with Squid, Cardinal Art. We're good on that. He said I missed half the show yesterday.
We're still back on the phone conversation.
We will go back to it several times today
we're-
because that's how the fourth.
Yeah, you're not done.
Yeah, we're pretty sure Cardinal
fair
Art's
enough.
about 3/4 drunk by now. So
We should have his parents. We should have
I
his
can
parents
tell.
call in.
I've met his dad. His dad is cool as hell.
Maybe he can call in.
His dad is a very cool guy. I enjoyed meeting his dad. Cardinal Art says, missed the last half of the show yesterday, but is there any truth of Kaepernick getting a try out with the Raiders? Get off my phone. No. There's no.
That's a dead thing. It's done.
Pippi No Stocking says, I'm watching on YouTube. You got some really great lighting and a good angle on Ralph. He almost looks tolerable. Thanks for doing that. It's just random. It's
Wow.
not even on purpose.
And this is why you get married.
Oh,
Just so
hey,
you know.
tilt your cameras a little bit. You got a teeny little corner of the TV there, and that might be enough to get us in trouble. You got to fix that. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm not even kidding.
There you
It doesn't take much.
Mr. Wilbur says so. Jeffrey is a liberal white cane stealing supporter.
Yes.
I don't understand what that means.
a white cane stealing support.
I'll take a blind man's cane.
Liberal white.
I don't have to be liberal to do that.
And the cane can be any color. I mean, what?
I'm going to help you into traffic, Wilbur. You know.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's what he means.
All clear, Wilbur. You're good.
You're gonna steal his cane.
Prison Wallet says, telling people you have to ask your parents for stuff is not your best look forward, Squid. Keep that information to yourself and just get closer to the mic. We can barely hear you.
He's noted.
I thought
He's an honest person.
I thought we could hear him fine.
Because I would have. I thought we could hear him fine too. I would have lied though.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, John Jeffrey. You need to check my fax here. Oh my God. What? Did you send a fax? He says the college bowl season is upon us. Matter of fact, we're over 20 games in.
I
looked at FanDuel 28 games in a row.
Yeah, just
teams have covered the spread 28 in a row. Am I misreading something? No, you're typing like a drunk. Give you that. Here's the cook says, is it Thursday? Ralph is there. No, it's Friday, and hour 2 is next. It's Daily Blender on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheets. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmvdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmvdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, Boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K2.1 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. Squid has joined us as well, just for some fun. He's our Jason is his name, actually. I should probably say your actual Christian God-given name.
Yep.
If you've come all this way out to hang out with us, Jason. But I don't know. We just started calling him Squid. He said he was okay with it.
That was a day one thing. Squid started day one training.
Are your parents okay with me calling you Squid?
Yes, they love it.
Do they call you Squid around the house now?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. What do they call you around the house? Hey, Poopy Pants, get in here.
Lazy swine.
Lazy swine.
Clean your room.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Clean your room.
Oh, you lazy swine. They become French when you're at home?
Yeah.
Oh, you lazy swine.
Just my dad.
So, hey,
Can't
Randy.
tell you swine.
Randy, you were supposed to be here in person today, too. And then something came
yeah.
up, and you're missing out because my wife, she got this nostalgic kick because when she was a kid, she used to love for Christmas they would give popcorn balls in the stocking, and you know, basically a popcorn ball is just the popcorn. There's like I believe a marshmallow sort of thing that and they form the ball. It's really kind of cool. Yeah, I got Keon's got one there on the camera.
Yeah, look at that.
And these from Katie, whoever, they look like baseballs in the package, and so. My wife, as she always does, she buys these things and then she says, get them out of the house because because she doesn't want to eat them all. And she's very healthy and she also doesn't want me to eat them all. So I brought a bunch of them here to the station. So you're missing putting my popcorn balls in your mouth. So I wish,
as you like to put my meat in your mouth, I love to put your popcorn balls in my mouth.
Every time you barbecue, I can't wait to get your meat in my mouth.
Yeah.
And just like, I think you want me to save at least 2 of these popcorn balls.
At least 2.
When you come in, you can put those in your mouth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's always good to have a little Christmas,
Yeah, I'm heading home.
Christmas is over. You're not allowed to play that.
I'm sorry. We need a little Christmas.
No, we
right
don't.
This very moment.
Christmas is over. It's been canceled. It's done. Until next year, there's no more.
Canceled. No
more.
No, and because of that, you brought in popcorn balls. So I say we need a little Christmas right this very minute.
We really just don't.
Yeah.
I gave you better Christmas music this year to play. I did.
What?
I gave you better, like rock and roll, hardcore kind of stuff, man. I did.
No. Rocking around the Christmas tree to
I never gave you. Oh yeah, that one.
The AC/DC version.
That was awesome.
Is that what you're talking
I
about?
love it. We're not going to play it. Cool. It was basically Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap, but rocking around the Christmas tree.
Rocking around the Christmas tree,
and it fit. It actually fit.
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
Made a cover of that.
All right, play a little bit. Randy.
Oh, I don't have it. Right here.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'll email it to you.
Not promising things and not delivering.
Dirty Deeds on the dirt cheap. I mean,
I don't think I have it here. Anyway,
don't worry about it, Randy. Don't worry about it. This is a weird day because I haven't had lunch. And so now God knows what I'm going to say next. But also, this is unsettling. Randy, I've been doing radio with you for 30 years.
Yeah, at least.
1994, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And it has been since then that the Browns and the Lions both made the playoffs at the same time. The Browns and Lions have now both made the playoffs for the first time since 1994.
How about that?
It's taken this long.
And we're doing radio together again?
It's probably a hint we should stop. I think it's time.
That's over.
Why should we stop?
This is a bad omen.
What do you mean bad?
Either that or cherish this Browns fans and Lions fans because it'll be another 30 years.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 things this could mean.
I don't know. It's not, I don't pay attention to coincidences or just don't. I don't know. I feel like this could mean something. I don't know. Bad tidings, bad omens, end times.
End times.
The Browns and the Detroit Lions are in the playoffs. Let's talk about the playoffs for a minute here. I got the AFC and the NFC playoff rundowns right here in front of me.
Oh, I've got that AC/DC mashup if you want to hear it.
I don't know. Do you want to hear it, Ralph?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, but fast forward into when it gets good or something.
What do you mean fast forward into?
Never mind.
Is there like a spot?
Never mind. Just hit play.
Okay. I'll just see. Here we go. I just kind of
So it starts out normal.
He's giving you the blues. You wanna
It fits.
That's what you gotta do. Pick up the phone. I'm always home. Call me anytime.
This is my favorite part coming up.
362
Not this. Of course.
Well, that's what I was hoping you fast forward to.
Here we go.
That's really good,
Isn't it?
Better than I
A
thought.
lot better than listening to Fish Tank. I'll tell you that.
Oh, come on now. That ain't right.
Oh, what do you mean? Come on.
That's really good. I've never heard
Well, now we got to play some Fish Tank. So
No,
everybody
no
knows.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That was
We
good.
got a
Burn in hell, Dodgers.
No, it's not.
Ralph, I hate.
That's very specific.
What a way to end the year.
I wonder which
Don't know
Ralph
why
he's
you would
talking about.
pick Ralph out. I
Hmm.
mean,
It's weird. So, all right. You want to talk about the NFC or the AFC first?
NFC.
All
NFC.
right. Well, the NFC, the 49ers are the division leader there, clinching
Right
the
now.
NFC
Yep.
West. They got the conference tiebreaker over the Eagles and the Lions.
Yep.
The Eagles, they clinched already. And then the Lions, they've clinched the NFC North. Buccaneers, looks like they're going to get the South. I don't know, unless you guys think something else could happen in the next 2 games.
I mean, if they win, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, if they win any game between the next two?
I believe so, because they're up a game on Atlanta and New Orleans. So
Okay.
unless they were to drop both of those, that would be the only way they'd lose it.
So the wild cards, Cowboys, who are 10-5, they're in there. Buccaneers are 8-7. So that just looks weird. It looks weird to see that. Rams, they own the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Seahawks. Oh. And the Seahawks, you win your next 2 games, which
we will.
Could.
No, they will.
I wouldn't assume anything.
I would.
You've lost some weird ones.
Look, we only
You've
really
lost some
we
dumb
only have
games.
one game left.
Wait,
We're playing the Steelers this week.
You have another game.
No,
after
this
that.
is We're playing the
doesn't count-
Cardinals.
it's the Cardinals.
That's
He
not a
doesn't.
game.
He's not counting.
Our
Yeah, I
cheerleaders
walked,
could be the
sorry, Randy. I walked into that one. I walked into it.
I tried to stop you, but I didn't know how to get there fast.
I was glad you did.
That's okay. That's all right.
And I'll be
we'll
at that
see,
game.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
So outside of that, Donnie's Vikings, they own the tiebreaker over the Falcons and Packers, and they're 7-8. This is not a team that needs to be even trying to get into. Here are the teams that shouldn't go to the playoffs. In fact, I would ask the NFC to please just leave things alone, because
Seahawks.
we don't need the Vikings, the Falcons, or the Packers, or the
Seahawks.
Saints
No.
messing around and trying to get into the playoffs, because those would be bad games for us to watch. You know what I mean? That should, none of those teams they should shut it down now. The NFC should just not play any more games. They just shut it down.
When it comes to those teams, yes, I agree.
The Panthers, mathematically eliminated. Cardinals, mathematically eliminated. Commanders,
thankfully,
mathematically eliminated. Giants, out of there. So the only teams left in the NFC with a chance, the Bears, the Saints, the Packers, Falcons, Vikings, and none of those teams have any business going to the playoffs. And I'm sorry if I've named your team, but if I have, you already know this.
And notice there's 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs right now. 3 of the 4 teams.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Obviously,
49ers.
There's the one exclusion, which makes sense. But the
The
other 3 teams are in.
Rams, Seahawks, maybe.
Yeah.
You lose a game, then the question is I guess anybody who wins below you jumps up and probably takes it from you. You haven't won any tiebreakers.
Yeah, we'll see.
So that's the NFC. Over in the AFC, excuse me, I got some popcorn in my throat.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, I know. One thing is like, hey, I'm really happy I got this popcorn ball that I can eat it. The next thing is, oh, it's a day of flossing. There's going to be flossing later, very much involved. So the Ravens, they clinched their playoff berth. The Dolphins as well. The Chiefs, they were close to clinching the AFC West, but no. Jaguars, they own the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Colts and the Texans in the AFC South. So there they sit. Wild cards, the Browns, who just clinched in there. The Bills, likely to be the AFC wild card. They're not going to be anybody wants to play ever. The Colts may be there. They may not be there. I'm not really excited about this. They have the tiebreaker over the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Texans. Now, that is great.
They could win the division. I mean, Jacksonville could lose this week.
Yeah, I believe they will. I believe they no, they won't.
They could.
It's the Panthers.
It doesn't matter. The Panthers aren't playing that bad right now.
And Bryce Young for the first game really looked like, that guy, you drafted him number 1. Okay, he looks like a number 1 pick. It's really only happened once this season, but that was last week. So, you know.
Yeah, I listen. The Colts. I put the Colts in the same sort of thing as I did the Vikings, the Falcons, the Packers, the Saints, and the Bears.
Why do you keep hating on your Colts?
I'm not
I
hating
don't
on them.
understand. I
I'm
don't
realistic about them, and this is not a team that's going to the Super Bowl. This is
Well,
not a team that's going to
who-
do well in the
who
playoffs.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Who would the Colts play if the playoffs started today? Yeah, who in the
They would play Miami.
Jesus Christ. Like I can't. I just can't. I can't even watch that game.
Why?
Because it's just going to be a destruction. It's going to make me
You don't know
sad.
that.
I don't need to
Miami
see this.
Miami could just, who knows?
And then there's always been these conversations that come next. Would you rather be completely blown out or win a close or lose by a close game?
Well, Miami is kind of
They're
dinged
going to
up.
lose this game.
Tyreek Hill's got he's got a bad ankle right now. He's trying to get over. Waddle, he's hurt. I mean, some of their defense is hurt.
They'll be well in
players.
time for the Colts.
I don't think so.
The Colts have a respectable secondary, but everything else about that defense is not good.
Yeah.
And you can't play the Dolphins with that. You
Yeah, the Colts will make some plays. They will surprise you. And sometimes I'm even like, our defense is doing all right. But I don't have any delusions about how good they are because we're 8-7. Go back and take a look at the 7 and then come back and tell me if this should be a playoff team. Look at our losses.
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
I think your coach, Steichen, I think he's going to win Coach of the Year.
I think a lot of people are saying that.
He
Yeah.
should too.
Yeah. This is not a team that should be where they are right now. Here are the teams on the outside looking in. Texans 8-7, the Steelers 8-7, the Bengals 8-7, the Raiders, they're still in there at 7-8, and the Broncos, we just forget about the Broncos. The Broncos
forgot about the Broncos.
They're not mathematically eliminated. They are quarterback and coach eliminated.
Well, see, the Broncos are on fire and kind of heading toward the earth at terminal velocity.
Yeah, and they're arguing about who gets to sit in the window seat. So
yeah.
The Jets and the Titans and the Chargers and the Patriots are all gone because of math. So there you go. In the AFC, I don't know who could come up and bump the Colts out of the way in the next two games. Pretty much anybody, really. If the Colts lose and somebody else wins, the Colts will drop down out of that spot, and that'll be that. And
That's a big word, if though.
I mean,
the Colts are playing good football.
They're playing okay football. They're about exactly where you'd think they would be. They're exactly where they were with Jacoby Brissett, and that's where they are with Gardner Minshew. So I think the future looks bright if we can stop breaking that quarterback. But outside of that, yeah, I'm not excited about this.
The surprise there is the Texans. I mean, they're 8-7,
just hanging around this.
I mean, we thought they were going to be like one of the worst 2-3 teams.
I really thought
worst in the league.
We
thought
thought the Texans were going to be a bottom 5 team, and they weren't, and that's a
Stroud's
credit
back
to
this
Talk
week.
about coach
He's
of the
coming
year.
back,
I mean,
so.
why not their coach?
Oh, he's coming back.
Yeah,
I hadn't read that.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that is fair. Even though they're in our division and I want them to die on fire, that is a fair thought right there.
No, that's the Broncos.
No, the Broncos
are dying on fire.
No, they're dying. That's a self-inflicted wound. I'm talking about in my division in the AFC South.
Of course.
I don't want any of those guys to do well. I'm not like Ralph, who's like, wait, my team's out. Hey, I'm a Rams fan. I'm not like that. I'm not
like that either.
They happen to be in your division, so I love them.
I love them.
Let's see here. This might be one of your parents on the text line.
Oh no,
gosh.
It
probably is. It probably is.
I don't know. 7228.
Oh, it's my mom.
Oh,
there we go.
That's my mom.
You never say that out loud. Never.
Come home right now.
Oh,
You look at that.
Squid. Tell Squid to explain the parental permission for apps, in-game purchases, cash packs, to my credit card, Grand Theft Auto.
What?
Oh.
You were playing Grand Theft
I
Auto.
actually have no idea what she's talking about.
My son does that too. I don't know. What she's
I straight up have no idea what that is.
I think what she's alluding to is that you were doing in-game purchases
on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
That I clearly bought without her permission. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Maybe she can
I've never owned that game in my entire life. I'm sorry, Mom.
Maybe it's a different game.
A different Grand Theft Auto.
No, different game.
And she's just using Grand Theft Auto as just an
How many-
accusation.
How many
The
siblings
intensity
do
of
you
your
have?
crimes.
Oh, I don't even.
How many siblings do you have, Squid?
3.
And there you go.
I would have to wear a sling for like 6 months from whooping the ass out of a kid who used my credit card.
Yeah,
My
like I'd be the
arms-
same. I would be like
Yeah.
with that problem if I was the one making those purchases. Like my butt would be whooped, but I haven't made those purchases, so I think.
So
that's
you're not
why-
guilty at all. Your
I don't-
mom,
I
your
don't
mom
think
right
so.
now, your mom is.
I'll read it again. Tell Squid
I'm
to
just telling
explain the
you.
parental permission for apps, in-game purchases / cash packs to my credit card (parentheses Grand Theft Auto).
have-
pretty specific.
I have absolutely no idea what she's talking about. I've
Okay.
never ever purchased something.
This is
without her
getting
knowing.
interesting.
It seems like there was a story, and we're sticking with the story.
Hmm.
So
If I told a story, I would just be making it up on the fly.
And
I
Barry
have
Bonds
no
never
idea.
used steroids either.
when you live in the house, you don't get away with. I wasn't in town that weekend. It doesn't work. Baker's cocky hen says Steichen over Stefanski for Coach of the Year. Flacco's a
That's-
Hall of Famer if he takes the Browns to Super Bowl, though, right? Two separate things.
That's true. Stefanski's got to be in the running too, because I mean, at no point in this season, even when he had his sexual assaulting quarterback playing, he wasn't playing well.
You couldn't just say Deshaun Watson.
I could,
Yeah, he's a dirtbag.
but
By the way, you just strike me more of a Fortnite kid than a Grand
Ouch.
Theft Auto.
GTA.
kid.
That
Fortnite.
is, oh gosh,
I was thinking
that's the
Minecraft.
most offensive thing I think you've
You look
ever
at
That's-
said
Minecraft to me, but okay.
That's where Squid has learned to dance. Those little dances from the
Oh,
Fortnite
yeah.
players.
Oh yeah, you see him at homecoming in that dance circle. Oh, I go, yeah, that whole Fortnite dance. That's all me. Oh yeah.
Squid's texter name for his mom should be Octopus.
Wow.
Nah, it's going to be Mrs. We're not going to disrespect her with
Mama
a texter
Squid.
nickname. Unless she comes up with her own texter nickname.
Squid's mom.
Yeah, we're not going to help her.
Squid's
Yeah,
mom.
Squid's mom
Yeah,
is
that's
enough.
that's probably that's fair.
I ain't reading any more suggestions, you filthy filths out there. That's a fine woman. I've never met her, but
Oh yeah,
you know,
mom, leave now, leave now,
Yeah,
leave now, get out.
I-
Don't do it.
I
And
will not
Pops,
be
you
reading
too.
these texts.
Pops, you too.
Whatever's coming next.
Get out.
But yeah, I am interested in some more information on that.
Me
Listen,
too.
we've got to take a break. When we come back, let's switch gears to all the college football that is happening right now. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's some stuff that's already happened, and there's some stuff that's going to happen, and there's some stuff that is in progress right now. In case you care, and even if you don't, Memphis is up 36-26 over Iowa State in the fourth quarter. Oregon State getting whooped by Notre Dame 40-8 right now. Is that over or it's the final? Clemson has defeated Kentucky narrowly 38-35. So that is what's happening right now. Coming up a little bit here, you've got Missouri and Ohio State about to play. So I'm sure Keon will have some things to say about all that. And of course, his team is in the national championship, right? Texas?
no, they're in that first round of the playoff there. So
Oh, they'll make it.
yeah, so they're playing Washington.
You have a Manning on your team. You'll be fine.
He doesn't play.
I mean, he isn't playing yet.
Shut up. How do you have a Manning on your team and not play?
Because he'll play next year.
Well,
No,
you guys don't know how to do this. Anyways, we got to take a break. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Lost Toby says, is that a Make-A-Wish kid next to Squid?
Oh,
he's talking about,
my gosh.
Talking about Ralph.
Lost Toby. I think you should delete him.
Happy Lefty says, Squid's texture nickname should be Squid's boss. Well, I'm Squid's boss.
Yeah.
But she's really the boss. So, I don't know. We're going to leave that alone, guys. Let's talk about the college football stuff that's going on. I know Keon is chomping at the bit to do that. But before we do, I do want to talk about what's already happened. USC, congratulations on the Holiday Bowl. I know that means a lot to you and your family.
It absolutely does.
Yeah,
yes.
beating Louisville.
Louisville's a good team.
And yes, we're going to talk about Miller Moss here in a moment.
Good.
But one of the things that I got to talk about, though, is these bowls are getting stupid and just really dumb. It was my imagination, or did I see somebody pouring something all over Lincoln Riley's head?
It was it was
It
eggnog.
was eggnog, yeah, from the Holiday Bowl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that should happen to the loser, not the winner.
well, if you think that's bad, the Duke's mayonnaise bowl, the winning
Yeah,
coach
Neil
gets
Brown.
doused- he gets doused with mayonnaise.
West Virginia's Neil Brown. He went home smelled worse later in the day before they could get home and get that off. Mayonnaise, I think, is
mayo.
worse later.
Has to be
Absolutely.
Totally mayo.
But he was going back to West Virginia, so the smell would have been.
They would not have
You
known.
would have
that.
fit right in. Yeah.
Just like, you got a new cologne?
Yeah, exactly.
You smell nice. You smell like Uncle Daddy. Anyway.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Uncle Daddy.
That's right. So Lincoln Riley, I'm like, don't pour it on me. Just give me a glass. I won the damn thing. Okay. Shouldn't that mean something? So they're pouring the eggnog on Lincoln Riley. Then they're pouring mayonnaise on Neil Brown. And then Kansas State, well, they had something. That's the bowl I would want to go to. I would want to win that. First off, look at how cool the trophy is. It's a Pop-Tart bowl. That's right. It's called the Pop-Tart Bowl, and they got Pop-Tarts coming out of the top of the trophy, the ball. And then they got, those are real Pop-Tarts, by the way, shellacked and on the side. And that's a nice looking trophy, no matter what you say, right? Yeah. But they didn't stop there at this cool trophy. No, they went ahead and had an actual guy in a Pop-Tart outfit, the mascot being a Pop. See right there. Look at him them stubby, thick legs on that Pop-Tart.
Yeah, that wow.
That's something.
Now that's a Pop-Tart that doesn't skip leg day.
No,
That's it.
And this guy was running around and
oh my god,
running around and doing stuff, and you're like, all right. So the Pop-Tart put some money and thought into this, and then so at the end, the coach Chris Kleeman for Kansas State, they're like, hey, we're gonna dump something on you. He's like, oh crap, is it Gatorade? They're like, no, it's a bucket of mini Pop-Tarts. I'd be like, no, wait, let me have some of those. I've been trying to catch them and eat them, you know. And he was covered in Pop-Tart dust. And then they came at him with the Gatorade. They rinsed him off with that. So, now at the end, now I didn't see this part. Ralph actually saw it a lot better. There was a whole thing that was, you said that the guy in the Pop-Tart thing jumped into a toaster and then out came a real giant Pop-Tart.
Yeah, so he went into the toaster and then the players were at the
Did they have like a suicide hotline number on the screen right under because of that?
Because he was waving and he went by and he threw his little flag up and then all of a sudden this giant Pop-Tart came out of the bottom and all the players started eating it.
No,
so it was like they were eating the mascot.
Cannibalism and
I thought
suicide.
That was just classic.
On Netflix,
obvious?
they'd have to put like suicidal thoughts, cannibalism, and so I love it. I think that's the best one. I
agree.
Someday, I hope ASU plays good football again, and we go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. I don't even care if they're like, "Hey, we'd like to go to the national championship." No, we choose the Pop-Tart
we
Bowl.
choose the Pop-Tart Bowl. The playoff, the Pop-Tart Bowl.
That is way better, way better. So then they ate the Pop-Tart. Was there anything else about this? Was that, I mean, because dear God, that was a lot of good stuff.
No, if you watch when he was walking around, he was trying to get close to some of the players. They were getting really annoyed.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they did not want whoever was in there was like hugging on him and stuff. I don't know if I'm assuming it was a guy based on the quads.
No, I get looking at those legs. That is either a man or Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
One way or the other. Them and some thick stumps right there. You know?
Yeah. It looked like one guy was going to deck him, but it didn't happen.
That's called a sturdy foundation, I believe.
Sturdy foundation.
Yeah. So this sounds like great, but maybe put somebody else in the Pop-Tart mascot costume next time.
It was
if
cool,
he's
though.
bugging people. But yeah, that is kind of weird. You know, I'm going to eat you. I am going to eat you. You know, just kind of weird. Lost Toby says Pop-Tart mascot is goated. Oh, I think he's saying that that's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, what a year for Ralph.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
In-season banner. Holiday Bowl win. Seahawks won't finish dead last in the division. Dodgers paid more for another title that they may never win. What a year for Ralph.
That sounds like a lot of jealousy.
Sounds like a lot of truth.
No, it's a lot of jealousy.
The most Dodgers thing ever will be that they still can't get over the hump.
I mean, do you want to talk Holiday Bowl?
Huh?
Do you want to talk Holiday
Do
Bowl?
you want to talk?
Was the Holiday Bowl even relevant?
What was relevant about it for all you haters? And that's why it's great to be an SC guy, right? Because what was relevant about it is
was the other
Miller Moss.
team like overrated as well?
Our new quarterback going 23 for 33, 372 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's going to take over for Caleb. See, we have a guy that we could go with that.
You're right. And it wasn't like it was Louisville you were playing.
Number 15
it
in the country.
was.
10 and 3.
Which everybody wants Florida State in the college football playoff. Louisville is the team they beat.
Right. I mean,
so
Louisville's a good team.
Just saying.
You should have played Florida.
Whatever. No. Miller Moss.
If you play Florida, they'd have stomped Florida.
So let's talk about Miller Moss. 6 touchdowns in the game. Now remember, it's a bowl game. So I don't know who was missing for Louisville. There might have been people who just didn't play.
For them, they're a surprise team. They didn't have very many guys missing.
Right. Okay, so then
SC had guys missing.
So there's some legitimacy to Miller Moss and his 6 touchdowns. And so does that mean that he's better than Caleb Williams?
No one's going to say that. But I mean, if you listen to them talk afterwards, and they all said it, Miller Moss does this at practice every week. And now everybody got finally a chance to see how good this guy really is. And it's why the other guy that they had a 5-star recruit that just decided to go to the transfer portal because they knew Miller Moss is a stud and he's taking over. This guy's a really good quarterback. And the youth that they have on the offense there, that's a scary offense next year.
I mean, it was a scary offense this year.
Right, you say that this year. But next year it could be even more scary.
It could be more scary. The thing with USC and what their ceiling is always going to be is how good is that defense?
Well,
and
agreed.
And it just wasn't good this year. And I mean, there are things you can do in the transfer portal to make sure you get this thing at least up to average. If they had an average defense, USC's a much better football team.
What they need to do and what they will do is get size on the D line because that's what they don't have. They're not big on the D line.
Yeah,
they get pushed
and they
around.
got pushed around, and the Pac-12, got bigger this year. For the last year of its existence. But I mean, there were some big boys playing on the defensive lines, in the offensive lines of some of these Pac-12 teams.
Yep. Can you just say no to having mayonnaise poured on you though, if you wanted? Can you just be like, no, thank you?
You can't do
that. I just don't. That doesn't seem like a.
I understand, but college football is just all about tradition. That's just part of it.
But that's not tradition. This year.
That's just dumb.
The Mayo
But
Bowl's
the
been around for a
mayonnaise?
few years, man.
Yeah, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. They've been doing that for a long
I
time.
remember because a few years
There's
ago,
another bowl that has
people,
mayonnaise?
no,
it's
it's
the
just
Duke's
the
Mayo
one.
Bowl.
Duke's Mayo.
But
This is Holiday Bowl.
I forget.
Holiday Bowl is
Mike Golick's son was doing the game like 4 years ago or whatever, and just was eating mayonnaise, and that was like everybody was like, "Oh, wow, that is disgusting, man! What are you doing?" Just going for it.
I could probably do a couple spoonfuls just to be funny, and after that, I'd be like,
Have you had Duke's Mayo?
No,
It's a big East Coast thing.
What is the difference between mayo and Duke's Mayo? Is that the stuff that has?
That's the stuff they saw on the East Coast. I mean,
Yeah,
mixed
it's just,
in
it's
or
just a
something?
brand. No,
brand.
it's mayo. It's just for
Best
whatever
Foods,
reason.
Hellman's.
Well, Duke's is the big thing over there.
But it's just I could go one spoonful of mayo. I can't.
That's about it.
We're doing any more than that, and we've got problems.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Could you eat a cow's testicles?
Could I?
Yeah.
You mean
No.
a bull's testicles?
Have you ever had them?
No, I haven't. Never.
Randy, have you ever had cow testicles before?
No.
Keon, have you ever had cow
I-
testicles?
I remember they used to eat them as a challenge on Fear Factor, but no, I myself have not, and
Squid?
will not.
You ever have cow testicles?
No, I have not.
No, so none of us have had testicles in our mouth. But let me tell you, there is a festival. Belleville's Bar has the Testicle Festival, and it's in Belleville, Illinois. It's actually their annual. They do it every year for like the last 20 years. The Testicle Festival, and it's bull nuts. And so I saw this thing. They're like, yeah, they're very popular. 150 pounds of them. And once the bull nuts are gone, they're gone. We don't have any more until next year. And it's this big deal that goes January 1st from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and all day long. And they have balls, dances.
Well,
no, they say
Where is this?
Yeah. They
Need
say
more
the
info.
balls and the entrance are free, but you may want to save some money for a Testicle Festival T-shirt. We'd all wear it.
I mean,
we would all wear the Testicle Festival
Yeah,
T-shirt.
because it's funny.
I want to order some online.
But if you go there and actually you're excited to eat the
I would not in a million years.
Not in a million years. And I
I won't eat cow tongue. There's no way I'm eating a bull's nuts.
This may be a hot take. But I
But
think
you'll
that the
have
state of
eggs.
Illinois should secede from the union today.
Yeah,
But
I'm all right with that.
just to no longer be part of America.
At least Belleville, Illinois.
Yeah, do your own thing.
But
Because
Jeffrey, you'll have eggs though, right? I mean, you'll have eggs though, right?
Yeah. Those are chicken abortions. That's not the same thing.
Well, then what's Rocky Mountain Oyster? Isn't that?
That's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Same
what
thing?
that is. And of course, they have a slogan: "Swinging beef. It's what's for dinner." Just
swinging beef.
The only thing I want from that festival is the shirt.
Yeah, I do too.
Keep the rest of it in Illinois.
Would you even try one?
No.
Like, I mean, no
I am
one
the
would
guy.
try one.
Listen,
no.
I mean,
am-
it's like raw, no. But like,
I am the guy who has said you can't say you don't like something until you tried it. I'm not going to say I will like or not like it. That is one I refuse to try. Just not interested. I'm not going to eat cow tongue because I don't want something that's been in somebody else's mouth.
What if it's like chicken,
Imagine
though?
how I feel about the cow's nuts.
but I mean, I'm just saying, like, what have you looked up what it could taste like? I mean,
No.
if it's something
No.
interesting,
I'm
then it's
imagining
like-
it's very salty.
See, and this is the thing. I'm the opposite of Jeffrey. I've always said if I look at it and it doesn't look like it's something I want to eat, I ain't eating it. And there's no way.
So you want some?
Ain't a chance.
Do I want some?
You'll
No.
try it.
But if there was like, if someone put a plate in front of me and said like,
So if Mama
know,
Squid buys,
You have
Cow
no
nuts.
idea how fast we can make things happen here.
yeah,
I
we
mean-
can make it happen.
I think I would maybe give it a try.
We are a radio station. We are so connected. I don't think that you should commit to
Yeah.
that. I really don't.
No, I think I'd be willing to give it a shot.
On air.
Yeah,
I would
listen,
do it on air. I'd do it
Respect.
on air.
I respect. I
Yeah.
got to say, man card accreditation, I guess, on that. But
Is it?
That's why I came.
Is it accreditation or is it just youth and stupidity?
Fourth dimension.
Well,
at
that's
the
a good
next,
point. Yeah.
at the
Well,
next-
as they say, there's a line.
Probably more what it is.
There's a line.
Fourth dimension at the next Daily Blender remote. Squid.
Oh no.
Mm.
No, I'm working the board. I can't.
Bring your cameras.
No, Keanu worked the board. You worked that.
Oh, trust me.
That would
I
be-
would gladly work the board just to see this happen.
And when that'll be the moment I'm going to walk off and have a cigarette. And I don't even smoke.
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
can't do it. Pickle D says if we ever get an Illinois listener, Swinging Beef should automatically be that texter's nickname. Swinging Beef, Randy, write that down. That's not
All
bad.
right,
That's
swing
not bad
beef,
at all.
you got it.
Big George says bull testicles, yes, better known as Rocky Mountain oysters, are a delicacy amongst the stoners in Colorado. I had them once, and they weren't bad. Reminded me of stuffed mushrooms.
Oh. When you can never don't say it wasn't bad and then follow with a description like that. You just basically turned everybody away right now.
Killer Rabbit says Rocky Mountain oysters are good. Beer Bob says lingua tacos are delicious, Jeffrey. Lost Toby
I
says
do like
Ralph
lingua tacos,
is booking his flight right now. Yeah, Belleville,
I mean,
Illinois.
it's coming up. It's coming up.
It's at 4901 Concordia Church Road in Bellevue. Church Road. Yeah. Yeah, that's even better.
Well, it's Illinois. I mean,
T-Licious
Catholic.
thinks that Ralph, since he's a USC fan, should get a mayo shower. We should give you a mayo shower. We might have some packets of mayo I can just squirt at you. Baker's Cocky Hen says, why have I heard all these different testicle foods, but I've never heard of it? Okay, I can't read that.
Oh, no.
The Vagina Festival? I think that was Lilith Fair. Anyway, that's a joke only people that are older and remember the 90s. And anyway, yeah, stop it. Hey, can we talk about Arch Manning for a second? Since we're talking about
Sure.
college stuff.
Yeah.
So Arch Manning, oh man, everybody made a big deal out of it. And I thought, oh, the second coming of a Manning, actually a third, if you think about it, because there's Daddy Manning and then there's the son's Manning, and this is the grandson Manning of Arch Manning. And so Arch Manning, they're saying that he's gearing up. He's taking all the reps as the backup quarterback for the college football playoff semifinal there at the All-State Sugar Bowl. And so I was like, oh, that's good to know. But what's the deal with him? What is his current status? He's not like the heir apparent to this team. Right now he's there in practice, and they say, yeah, he's doing all right. He's coming along. And here's what Flood said. He says, we got a ton of confidence in Arch Manning. I think his progression throughout the year has been excellent. He's a real student of the game, and he's approached it like that from the very beginning. Okay, that was a lot of coach talk. So what is the current actual situation for Arch Manning? That's your team, Keon.
Yeah, I know it sounds like coach talk, but that's basically what it is. I mean, Arch Manning's going to most likely be the guy next year. Just depends on what Quinn Ewers does. I think Quinn Ewers should probably just go to the draft right now. He seems to get injured every single year. And you get yourself knocked out of your what could be your last season, and ruin your draft stock. I think he could be a second, third rounder if he goes out right now. But yeah, Quinn Ewers is the guy because he's been the person that's had the most experience playing. But Malik Murphy put himself in the transfer portal, transferred out because he knew next year that's not going to be his job. They turned to Malik Murphy as the backup this year, but they've been just trying to make sure that Arch Manning is ready to go, understands the speed of the game, understands the system, and basically can hit the ground running when it's his turn to start.
The NIL money that Arch Manning is making for a backup to the backup is amazing. Like it's over $2 million.
Oh my!
Well, he's currently now the backup.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's making more money than the starter. So I think he's making more money than Quinn Ewers is.
So are you underwhelmed by his future, or do you think that he's going to?
I'm still excited about him. I just think that Quinn Ewers is himself a 5-star quarterback that transferred in, took over the job, and kind of just never gave it back. And Arch Manning is coming in as the freshman. I mean, of course, he's not going to look as good as the guy that's going into his junior year. Why would he? That doesn't make any sense.
If he stays, Manning's probably a backup.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
because he's not ready.
Because I don't know between now and spring football and then next season,
Right.
would he be ready? Maybe. I don't know. But if Quinn Ewers goes, it's Arch Manning's job.
I think if Arch Manning, everybody thinks, wow, he's got that whole family of talent and information to draw from. but I am pretty sure anytime he ever tries to talk to Peyton, he just chucks balls at him. Just like in that Saturday Night Live sketch. Just yells at him, starts throwing stuff at him. Stockton Slap says, a Manning that's athletic and can run? Arch Manning's going to be the GOAT.
Have you seen Arch Manning dunk? It's
so maybe he should be playing basketball.
He's got hops. I mean, he did in high school, but you kind of have to focus once you get to college.
Hefty Lefty says ball testicles, also known as calf fries.
I have not ever heard that. That does not make any more appetizing.
The problem with that is you could accidentally order some calf fries. Saying, "Hey, I'd like some calf fries." Oh, that sounds good.
The hell are
like,
these?
No, thank you.
Side of mayo.
No, thank you. Oh, by the way, one last thing before we go to break. Keon has declared for the 2024 draft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keon Coleman. And I saw that, and I was just like, wow, we're going to need Squid sooner than we thought. So Squid is like the Arch Manning of our situation. So anyway, all right, we got to take a break. We'll come back, and I don't know what the hell we're talking about. Something. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Get ready for holiday feast season with Pepto-Bismol.
Uncle Derek's here with his famous fried turkey. Hey, Aunt Mary brought the mac and cheese. Donna's here with the potato salad.
Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for unexpected stomach upsets. So enjoy the holidays. Pepto has you covered, no matter who made the potato salad.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Does anyone feel like life is busier than ever, especially with the holidays? I'm a planner and try to think of it all. But what about the unexpected? Now I've got that covered. My husband and I finally got life insurance with SelectQuote, and I couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. This holiday season, I feel a little lighter, knowing my family is protected and ready for whatever the new year throws our way.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-463-9797. That's 1-800-463-9797. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-463-9797. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Frankie drives end-to-end, scoops it up and in with 2 seconds left. Frankie Collins end-to-end. Join the action this season and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when they come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins over to Lance for 3. Bullseye! Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball. Onward to victory.
Can I open it now? I think you've waited long enough.
Yeah, go for it, kiddo.
I already have this baseball cap.
Not this one.
Look a little closer, sweetheart. It's signed?
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe it.
Do you still have that card all these years later? Do you have trading cards that's been sitting in a box for decades? Scottsdale Cards is who you want to call first. The Valley's card, comic book, and collectibles expert since 1989. Scottsdale Cards is your source to sell your trading cards and other collectibles, including those comic books you've been doing nothing with. We are always interested in buying your vintage sports cards and comic books, certified autographs, memorabilia, and collectibles. So what collectibles do you have stored away? They could be worth thousands. Call or text 480-419-2990. That's 480-419-2990. Or go to scottsdalecards.com. That's scottsdalecards.com. Or search Scottsdale Cards on your mobile phone today.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Hey, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So I talked a bunch of college football stuff, but I think I should turn it over to a professional now and let Keon sort of fill us in on his thoughts on what has happened, what is happening, and what is about to happen. So you go ahead and you can take it from here.
All right. Well, one of the things that has kind of been bouncing around, and I know that Ralph's not going to want to hear this. In fact, I don't want to hear it, to be honest, because I think it's silly. But this is the thing that happens when people start draft talk early, and then there's just lots of time between now and the draft. Miller Moss, his great performance.
Yeah.
And now people are looking at Caleb Williams and wondering, system guy? And I just absolutely, that's the thing.
I think he's on upset alert in the draft now.
Here we go.
I mean, if he is, that my team might be able to draft him. So,
That's also the argument.
if he's there, we should take him. So anyway,
you should take him. The Cardinals.
I don't think he's going to be there for them either. But regardless, I just think it's one of the things that happens when you've got too much draft between, the end of the season for certain teams and a lot of off season, it looks like, ahead. You had some other news coming out of Alabama. Jalen Milroe said that Alabama's ex-offensive coordinator told him he should not play quarterback. And that's just another one of these things.
Why do these guys do that?
I honestly think that, you look at somebody like a Jalen Milroe, and he is a big dude. He seems to be built more like a safety almost than a quarterback. But the fact is, he's the best quarterback on the roster right now. I know this because they benched him after the Texas game, which was not his fault. I have no idea why they did that. And then, they go to play South Florida. They tried to play the other two quarterbacks on that roster, and it did not go well. They struggled. And again, South Florida. So you're struggling against a team that's just not very good. And then they were able to turn the season around after that when they went back to Jalen Milroe. But this is a thing that a lot of coaches do. They look at players, they eyeball them, they try to assume what position they might be able to play better. And then you take away something that, Jalen Milroe's been playing quarterback his whole life. And he's pretty good at it. And getting better, by the way. I mean, he was pretty raw when he started the season, but he's gotten better week after week. And I'm looking forward to seeing, what they're going to do against Michigan when they get to the college football playoff. So the other thing that's going on is we have some of these bowl games left that are really, really good. Randy and I went through a lot of the bowl games.
Yeah, I was gone. All I wanted to say is, I wish there were more bowl games.
It's one of those things that if you love college football, then this is the perfect amount of bowl games. Because I mean, the idea that I wake up in the morning and they start with the football and then just keep going throughout the day, watching football all day basically, and getting to see a lot of teams that maybe I've seen a game here or a game there, but now I'm getting the opportunity to see just a whole game, matchups that you don't normally see from conferences that you don't normally see play one another. I enjoy it a lot. We've got a couple of big ones coming up tomorrow. We got the Peach Bowl tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. Ole Miss, Penn State. That's going to be an incredibly fun game. I picked Ole Miss to win the game. Penn State is favored. I may or may not have put a bet on that. We'll see. But my bets never go well, so I just can't even
fade Keon.
The thing is, like the first 4 picks that I made, I was 3-1. I have to check back and see what the other ones went. But I didn't bet those. That's the thing, is if I bet it, that's when I'm definitely wrong.
Well, that's why I still don't bet my picks that I do for the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. Because the minute I do, nothing. I'll lose money. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's more fun just to know I'm right.
It's which I definitely feel that, because if you're right and you don't lose money, you've got at least the satisfaction that you were correct.
I also enjoy that I'm more right than Ralph.
You're really
again.
You're really not.
I mean, we could review the standings if you like.
Those would be the ones before the games are over. Or after?
Oh boy.
I'm in 8th place. Where are you, Ralph? I can't even see you on this.
Oh boy.
You're not even on the first page.
Oh boy. All I know is I'm ahead of Keon.
We're on the second page.
By the guy doing the stuff. I'm ahead
by one, and we should be tied. But anyway,
we should be tied. What?
because it didn't register my Thursday night pick. I got
sorry.
2 red spots because it didn't take my pick.
Full disclosure, I am not in 7th place. I'm in 6th place. Oh yeah.
I'd probably be beating all you guys if I took this seriously and actually made a real bet on every Cardinals game. But I pick the Cardinals every week, so.
Well, that explains 18 games, but you're down by a few more than that.
Well, I mean,
a few
okay, maybe like 40 times more, but
it
doesn't help.
It is what it is. Tonight we've got the Cotton Bowl, Ohio State, Missouri. They're going head to head, and I was really looking forward to this game. But the gripe that Randy has that I share, by the way, which is Marvin Harrison Jr. opting out of the game. He's going to be a top 5 draft pick at least. And so we're not going to get to see him in the bowl game. But this is one of my things about the college football playoff and expanding the college football playoff. We're just trying to make college the NFL for some reason. And I don't know why. And you're taking the emphasis off of a lot of the regular season, but you're also taking emphasis away from these bowl games. Like if these guys aren't in the playoff, they just don't want to play. And the result is crappier games for people watching the games. And also for those players and their teammates, those guys that you've been playing with all year, those guys who may, as the commercial says, go pro in something other than sports, that they play their butt off too for a chance to win a bowl game like this. It's a great experience for them. And then here's a guy that's going to be a future multimillionaire, and he doesn't show up for the game. Just something feels really odd and wonky about it. I'm sure Ohio State, Missouri still going to be a good game. Missouri was surprisingly good this year. And Ohio State is moving in a different direction at quarterback. So there's definitely a lot of things to look out for. I'm going to take Ohio State in the game. I just think that they're as always loaded, and they do remind me a lot of a team like USC and some of these other high level programs where it's just reload. They might be sending a lot of guys to the NFL. They might be sending a Marvin Harrison Jr. to the NFL, but they're going to reload, and I'm looking forward to at least seeing some of the young players that are out there. We also have tomorrow the Orange Bowl, Georgia and Florida State, which is a game that is going to have people drawing an awful lot of conclusions because Florida State, everybody's mad they didn't make the college football playoff. And if they go out there and they get absolutely pounded by Georgia, the conversation is going to end, even though there's like 7 guys not playing in this game for Florida State, including Keon Coleman, who you mentioned earlier, who's also going to be a top wide receiver. I'm pretty sure he's going in the top 10. If he doesn't go in the top 10, I'll be floored. So, it's him, but it's a bunch of other guys. Their running back is going to be a draft pick. I think they've got a defensive end who's also going to be a draft pick. But I think that the narrative is going to be, well, Florida State didn't deserve to be there anyway. And I guarantee you, we're going to see articles written about that if for some reason they go out there, and especially if they look bad against Georgia. That's the scenario that I do not want for that team.
Tomorrow they got the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl down there in Chalupaville at the Arizona Stadium. Don't bother talking about that because they're playing that game in front of a bunch of meth addicts, and there will be arrests. I don't think we need to even talk about it, right?
I mean, only because the game itself, I'm kind of looking forward to. I think this is
Toledo and Wyoming.
Toledo and Wyoming, yeah. Wyoming,
you have a problem. You are too addicted to college football.
What gave it away?
Wow.
I wonder.
This is where we have to go get you help.
When I told you I've been watching basically all of these bowl games, I was not kidding.
I thought you were joking. I went home and I wrote in my diary, Keon made the funniest joke today.
I'm a little confused that you have a diary.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
But I mean, isn't it if you're a man, it's a journal?
It's disturbing until the book comes out in about 10 years.
About 10 years about how I had such.
Did you guys not see Anchorman?
It's been a little bit actually.
Book, by the way,
I was age restricted.
It's age restricted.
It's age restricted.
Poor
blocked on his phone.
Squid. All he's got is Dora the Explorer on
And
Netflix.
SpongeBob.
That's it.
Yep.
The only issue with this Wyoming game here is the Wyoming factor, which is this is a neutral site game. And even though Wyoming is a tough team, they're hard to beat. People play Wyoming and all of a sudden find that they have trouble scoring. And I don't just mean a team like Toledo.
Like
I
Ralph.
mean Power 5 teams have played Wyoming this year and really struggled, not the least of which is my Texas Longhorns, who looked like they were about to lose that game until the fourth quarter happened. It was a scary experience for me. But Wyoming plays tough, and it's hard to go up to Laramie and win up there. But now I'm interested in seeing neutral site game Wyoming this year after what they've been able to do against some of their other opponents. You know, what do you do when you take them out of that advantage, when you take them out of that house? That's the reason why that I am particularly interested in this game. I don't even know if it's fair to have me pick a game that has Texas in it. I can be as impartial as I can.
I have a question about the Texas-Washington game.
Sure.
Is Michael Penis Jr. playing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Penix.
That's what I said, Rain. I say it fast.
No.
Michael Penis Jr.
No.
That's
You heard the X. You can't act like you didn't hear the X.
You made a sound. There wasn't an
Squid,
X there.
cover your ears because you can't hear this
Oh, boy.
type of talk.
I just want to know if he was playing. That's all.
Yeah.
He is in fact playing.
You're picking Washington, right?
I'm picking Texas because I'm absolutely going to go Homer.
Stunning.
Yes, absolutely.
Stunning.
Look, I could be impartial in the season. When you say championship on the line and you involve my team, I can't. I absolutely cannot do it. I'm not picking against them.
Lost Toby says, Keon, end the streak. Bet on the Raptors to beat the Pistons.
I'll try. It's the best that I can do. It's the best. It's the best I can do.
Pickle D says half of the FSU team's opting out. They know they get smashed and they want to maintain the optic that they were unfairly left out of the CFP. There
But
you
the
go.
thing is, it's going to make them look worse.
All right, guys, hour 3 up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-457-6060. That's 1-800-457-6060. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-457-6060. That's 1-800-457-6060.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Does anyone feel like life is busier than ever, especially with the holidays? I'm a planner and try to think of it all. But what about the unexpected? Now I've got that covered. My husband and I finally got life insurance with SelectQuote, and I couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. This holiday season, I feel a little lighter, knowing my family is protected and ready for whatever the new year throws our way.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-463-9797. That's 1-800-463-9797. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-463-9797. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
We all know driving hammered gets you nailed, but did you also know driving high is a DUI? I'm Officer Badalucco with the Gilbert Police Department. Anything that impairs your driving makes you dangerous on the road. If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is illegal. Be smart with marijuana use. Get the facts at drivinghighaz.com and spread the word with #HighDUI. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month.
Then each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harmon Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFM Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Sorry, I haven't had lunch. You think a fat guy like me could miss a meal and it not mess with my head? Oh, that's nice, Randy. What's that?
That's one of my signs I got for Christmas.
Whiskey and cigar bar. That's
Yeah.
nice. We're going to hang that.
Probably on my patio.
Cool. Yesterday, I was wearing my guess what chicken butt shirt that my kids gave me with a cool looking chicken with sunglasses on.
I thought it was always "What's up, chicken butt." Is
Yeah,
it? Guess what?
Guess
chicken
what?
butt.
No, you go. Hey, guess what? What? Chicken butt. I mean, that was what we used to do when we were children.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I'm sure Squid still does it.
Yeah.
The Jet says, "Welcome back, Jeffrey. We've missed your golden voice." I was here yesterday, dude. The boys did a great job while you were out. We only had a few issues, with the biggest one being they never let me take the show off the rails like you do. I don't let anybody.
Who's that? Who's that?
It's the Jet.
The Jet didn't even try to take the show off the rails.
It's something that happens organically. You can't even do that on purpose.
You know who tried to take the damn show off the rails?
Who's that?
Mr. Wilbur.
Oh yeah, he does that every day. Every day. Every day. I'm the only person who can take him on because I'm not afraid to make fun of a blind guy.
Well,
the rest of you
specifically for being blind. To be clear,
he wrote in some just I incoherent text. It was almost like he couldn't see what he was typing.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe he wore off some of the braille bumps on his keyboard or something. I don't know,
Didn't
man.
think about that.
Yeah. Maybe we got to get a GoFundMe for a new braille keyboard for Kiss the Cook says Squid sounds like he's sucking helium. Has his other testicle dropped yet? Is he Is he still taking the baby aspirin?
How did we get here?
I don't know. Kiss the Cook.
Out of left field.
Wow.
Squid
I'll tell
catching
you.
strays.
I'll tell you who's taking baby aspirin. I am. You got to take one of those every day so you don't stroke out and have a heart attack. That is you come for full circle is what I'm trying to say. You know, it won't be long before somebody's wiping my butt. Killer Rabbit says. Killer Rabbit says, guess why? Chicken thigh. That doesn't. That is. I guess that's the follow up to it, right? Or
Yeah,
could be.
I think you put that one first, and then the chicken butt is funnier relative to the.
No, I
chicken
think
thigh.
just chicken butt by itself is enough.
It's the basic. It's the
See, I always
gets
what's
the job
up,
done.
chicken butt.
Hmm?
I always what's up, chicken butt.
Well, now you're just calling somebody chicken butt.
So
Well, that's not as funny.
The other one is you set somebody up, and then they're the one that asked for it.
Guess
you know, in a world where you can be anything, call someone chicken butt. That's what I say.
That doesn't even make any sense, Randy. That doesn't make any sense. Screaming Eagle says it's already the end of 2023. You guys have been most entertaining throughout the past year, but also sports newsworthy. Happy New Year to all, and here's to a prosperous 2024. Look at him starting all kinds of rumors and lies there.
Well, thank you, Doc. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
Hefty Lefty has his own version of guess what? Chicken butt. Guess why? Chicken thigh. His is Greg Louganis, chicken anus.
Wow.
That's my favorite, I think. Swazman says, Randy, Average Joe put your boy Kyler Murray in as his quarterback for Fantasy Football Championship League in 2 against me. Are you calling it now? I'm going to lose, right? I think it's a big risk for him. Wow. So somebody, I think I saw that as I was going
get
through.
involved in this? I don't understand because Kyler Murray is connected to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm somehow involved in this.
He is your quarterback, but here's who's. Yeah, you're right.
Not mine.
So
Average Joe is in the championship against the Swazman.
Yeah.
And I bleep you not, he has Kyler Murray in instead of Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, that's Average Joe's issue. That's
Kyler
not
Murray.
mine. I
Yeah.
didn't put him in.
Maybe he's just screwing with you. You know,
I was
game
on
show.
this very radio program talking about the excellent prowess of one Kyler Murray.
Though I will say Tua is playing the Ravens defense and Kyler is playing the 25th ranked Eagles. So what that's worth.
But it's Kyler.
Probably could be some points there.
Okay, all I'm saying is I've seen quarterbacks worse than Kyler put up points on the Eagles. They didn't win the game, but they put up points, which is if you're doing fantasy.
If you put Kyler on Squid's shoulders in a game, he's as tall as Joe Flacco. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Almost.
How tall is Kyler?
Hmm?
5? Is he like 5'10"?
Can you see my right hand right now?
No.
That's how tall he is. There you
Nice.
go.
Okay.
My hand was below the counter. That's how tall he is.
I used to be upset by that stuff. I'm no longer upset because it has proven to be true.
You just hoped it would stop, and then it didn't. And then you're like, okay, fine, I accept it. And it kept going. And then you got upset about it again, and it kept going.
When did I get? Wait a minute. When did I get upset?
How many
again?
years has Kyler Murray been in the NFL? How many years?
Too many.
4 seasons.
4 seasons. 4 years of short jokes, and we have not stopped or run out.
No,
I'm proud of you, Fourth Dimension.
So when he's gone, are you still going to have this feeling, Randy? Or?
Well, every
This
time he
feeling
comes
about
back.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, because he's going to be gone.
I don't know.
What feeling? This feeling of I
Protection
don't
that
want
you
him on my
have and-
team, or
and
what?
This protection you have for him. This
Protection.
this fake thing that you put out there that he's actually good. I mean, is that going to finally
This
change?
fake thing that I put out there that are you confusing me with Keon again?
I don't think.
Yeah,
I am.
Keon actually
Yeah,
does think he's good.
Keon does
You're
more-
confusing me
Keon
with
thought he
Keon.
was good about a year ago. He's
No, I
kinda
think you
changed
still
his
do.
tune.
You still think Keon's good.
I'm the one.
Kyler.
See, I'm the one, Ralph. Maybe that.
I'm not going to put him in my top 10 or
That
20
Doyer
or
hat you
30.
got on there is maybe a little too tight, and the brain flow
Absolutely,
of blood
in
is being slowed down.
An
I'm the
awful
guy
lot of
that's
LA
like,
fans have that problem with those hats.
everybody is giving him grief, and I'm like, give the guy a chance. Let's see what he can do. That's
Been 4
me.
years, Randy. He didn't get taller.
Well, I never said he was going to. What is
Hey.
all this hate all of this
No,
sudden?
nobody hates. There's no hate.
Yeah, no.
all of the shade you're throwing at me.
Nothing to you. It has nothing to do with you. Ralph is just
Please.
asking if you're,
Just asking a question.
when are you going to start getting real? Is
Yeah,
what he's saying.
Basically.
What, getting real? What does that look like to you two blokes? What
Not
does that
two.
look
Don't
like?
bring me
Well,
into
I mean,
this.
I would get rid
Well,
of that hat.
I'm
you're-
translating.
You're instigating, Mr. O'Brien.
I had nothing to do with this. I'm over here
minding
minding my own business.
Exactly what you're doing, Jeffrey. I've been around you too long.
I'm just wondering what Squid thinks about
That's-
Kyler Murray and all that. you know?
that's what a master instigator can do
Well,
is
oh, yeah. He
redirect
moves
to
it around.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and draw attention
I'm
away from
on
himself.
your side.
Because
Yeah,
somehow
well,
you
yeah.
mentioned
Are
Squid's
you-
name and this had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'm really curious too. What do you think, Squid?
Yeah,
With
Squid.
Kyler. Oh, I'm just honestly, I'm ready to move on. Like I mean, I've been ready, and I've been like, all right, Kyler, you're gonna have that season. And to be fair, the Cardinals just suck.
Mhm.
Like they just do. Like there's just no doubt
Wow.
about it. But like, I mean, I am ready to move on from Kyler. Like it's just like,
Doesn't
but-
matter what
but
you're
I
ready
don't
for.
know-
Are the Cardinals
yeah,
ready?
that's true. I mean, I don't even like I don't even know who would replace him at this point because the Cardinals have like such a we're in a weird position. I mean, I just
Wait,
don't know
what
what
do you
the
do
heck.
on Sundays?
Church and shores and
Do you think you can
football.
get out of any of that to be the quarterback for the Cardinals?
I mean, yeah,
They
yeah,
can't.
probably. I could do that. Yeah.
It only helps.
Ask my mom. You can text
Yeah.
my mom.
She's like, well, maybe
Guess
if you
I
had
did it
sold my
back.
credit card and gotten all those.
Yeah, you're doing a GTA and the in-app
Yeah.
purchases.
Just saying
I didn't get
a
the
minimum
car.
NFL salary would more than pay you back.
Yeah, that would help. Actually.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
let
yeah.
you.
I'd do that. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know that I don't know honestly what the hell the Cardinals are going to do if they can or they will or they want to move on from Kyler Murray. I've been saying it for a while. They need to if they're going to start to find their way out of the dark.
They could get the number one pick, can't they? Still,
Still, technically, yeah.
if
Yeah, I think
Carolina
so.
wins, wouldn't they be the number one pick?
Hold on here.
Carolina would not.
No, I mean Arizona would be if Carolina wins this week.
So Carolina is 2-13. If they win, they'd be 3-13. And if Arizona loses again, they'd both be 3-13. I don't know what the
tiebreaker.
The
tiebreaker is.
tiebreaker is strength of schedule.
Oh, it's not conference.
So who's at a harder strength of schedule though?
And that would be the Cardinals.
So
they'd have to
they
lose it.
actually
Slightly. So yeah, they'd move into the number 1 spot if the Panthers were to
you
win.
have to take a quarterback. If
You
the
have to
Cardinals.
take a Trojan.
I think at second, you probably still take a quarterback because Drake May's awesome.
Hold on a second.
It's just
Your dad
USC.
wishes he weren't a Trojan. Sorry.
What's Kyler's contract?
Drake May. You say Drake May?
yeah. I mean,
No, you wouldn't take Drake May.
if they're still at 2,
If they're at 1, though, they're
Oh,
taking
yeah,
But-
take Caleb. But
by
I'm
the way,
saying, I'm
for
saying
the
even
record,
if you're at 2, still take
When
a
I
quarterback.
said your dad wishes he were a Trojan, I was looking at Ralph. That's just so everybody knows listening on the radio.
Oh, I missed
Yeah.
that. I'm sorry.
Your dad regrets a lot. Anyway,
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. There's a reason he's in that home. Okay.
Oh no!
you promised.
I'm not paying for it, so he's there though. Anyway,
I think the Cardinals even at number 2,
Drake May.
or 3,
Take Drake May.
No,
Yeah.
two would
take
be
a quarterback and then see who is dumb enough to take Kyler Murray. I'd say if you have a short O line, maybe it's
like a bunch of Oompa Loompas.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
there. I don't know. Or some O lineman with some kind of big booty, and you could just jump up on it. He could jump up on the booty of a play and throw down the feet. You could see if he was to jump up on the booty of the guy in front of him, and suddenly it opens the entire field up. You could see everybody.
Didn't we already talk about booties and
Even if you like, you got like
platform
a
cleats,
fake
and,
booty.
We did.
trampolines,
Like an
we went through
apparatus.
all of that.
set
An
of
or an
stairs,
apparatus.
some sort
Oh,
of
boy.
a trailer,
Just like a step that you could just jump up on.
I do
set
not
of,
think that you can climb another player.
I don't
No.
know that it's in the rules.
Have you
Is
seen
that
the
against
boots-
the
the
rules?
boots
Someone's
with
got to
those-
try that.
There's these boots
Chris,
that have
Chris
these,
Army boots?
Yeah, they have these like
Yeah.
It's like this tall and you jump up and down on them like springs.
Yeah.
So I mean, he can wear. My wife wears them. They do exercises with them. It's really weird. She looks very interesting. But anyway,
Or
I can see him
I said have his legs amputated and do the Oscar Pistorius boingy boingy legs.
yeah, they're just like the boingy boingy.
Yeah.
And it give you a
we
little bit
covered
more height.
that. Yeah.
So look, this is Kyler Murray on this camera. Right? This is Kyler Murray before, and this is Kyler Murray after on the boingy boingies. You know, and that would be amazing. He could probably leap the O line.
Yeah,
on the boingy boingies.
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
It
I
still
could see
suck,
that.
but yeah.
Would they let him wear the boingy boingies?
I don't think so because I don't know that that's league regulation.
So
That's
you're telling me a guy with
I'm
no
just saying.
legs can't play in the NFL?
That's correct.
Discrimination.
I got a
That's
feeling if you
correct.
went to
Now,
the
I-
ADA and looked at that,
I don't think that if you just for the purposes of getting taller, cut your legs off and did it. No, I don't think they let you do that.
how would they know?
Yeah.
You know, it's my body, my choice.
Well, I mean, the whole medical staff is in your business once you're in the league. Like
Yeah.
they would know.
Here's what I'd say. Hey, listen, I still have my legs. They're in cold storage. And, you know, I might put them back on.
That's even worse.
That's my choice. How dare you tell me?
Kyler Murray's legs would be stored next to Ted Williams' head down the street there.
Yeah, his place. They do this.
That chirogenics place.
They're not even really legs. There's not much to cut off,
That's a good point.
right? Like,
Yeah.
like an
Stuff.
arm almost. Not even an
No,
arm.
they're legs.
Not
They're-
really.
They're tiny
You know
legs,
what?
but they're legs.
I didn't
Like,
realize
they're
you-
proportional to him.
Hold on. You don't have to cut off his legs. Just attach the
Yeah.
boingy boingies and you're
They
fine.
look normal.
To be fair, that's what I originally thought you meant, and
I don't
that
think they're
definitely you
called-
can't do.
I don't think they're called boingy boingies.
I don't care what they're called. That's what I call them.
Ah,
They're the big
All right.
boingy boingy legs.
all right. I believe they're called blades.
No.
Blades. Oh yeah.
Blades.
I was thinking kangaroo boots, but yeah. Oh, those
No,
are real.
now you're thinking Schrock.
Boingy boingy boots?
No, they're kangaroo
Schrock.
boots.
Oh.
Yeah, you're thinking Schrock.
Boingy boingy blades.
I don't know. Hefty Lefty says Kyler would be throwing streaks and clapping cheeks. Is that a saying? Is that something the kids say? He's throwing streaks and clapping cheeks. I don't
think
think
that's
that's
Clearly,
very-
the kid's not around me.
Sounds like he has a
That's
bad
a bad
stomach.
try
It's like
at
a
trying
bad
to
stomach or
rhyme. Is
something.
what I think that is.
does. Sounds like somebody's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Big George says, "Isn't Squid still under 18?" Well, yeah, he's 17. Why? Don't we need to call Child Protective Services right about now? Blink twice, Squid, on the YouTube feed if you need help. Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Why can't he just use inserts, in his shoes? You could get like 3 extra inches there if you just put them little things in there." He identifies as someone 6'5", so why not allow it? That's a good point. Just another face in the crowd says, "Is Squid the kid eligible to vote?" Like for American Idol, that's about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Probably not nothing else.
America's Got
You're
Talent.
17.
Yeah.
When do you turn 18?
July.
So yeah, he can vote.
The general election, but
He can
not
vote
the
in the general.
primaries. Yeah, not the primaries.
Do you really want him voting?
Well, we'll have to have a conversation.
Yeah. Swazman says Kyler Murray might
Kanye.
stay in the NFL until his contract is up and then be the shortstop for the Las Vegas A's.
Ha 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 ha.
Thundar the
Yeah.
Santa Barbarian says, Randy, you used to blow the whistle on anyone for even hinting that Kyler Murray was
That's right.
short. So don't pretend it never bothered
That's right.
you.
No, it did bother me. I just wanted everybody to give him a chance, but now I don't give a
He's
rip.
had the chance.
He's had his chance, and it's not working out.
He'll be a
So,
great commander next
We're picking third.
Yeah,
Just
year. He will
draft.
be a commander.
Just draft
think
a
Kyler Murray-
guy.
We're actually
Kyler Murray-
in the studio, and Keon might come in here.
I think
Just-
Kyler
just-
Murray
He just said how good he was.
Just
is the next
somebody.
starting quarterback for the Sea
Yeah, for a
Chickens.
team.
That's what I
For a
heard.
team that
Oh,
feels like that
Not
they.
for your team.
No, we're rebuilt. By the
Oh.
time we can give Kyler Murray wide receivers who can catch footballs, tight ends that don't slip on the ground, offensive linemen that actually block, a defense that can do anything and not be last in the league, he'll be like 40.
Okay, so
No,
here's
we-
the thing.
we
No,
can't
he
do
can play
anything
now.
with Kyler.
No, you can. You can right now. Why? Because FedEx Field, as you know, is not an even field. The ground is not even. So at certain points in the field, that's when you throw. And other points in the field, since it kind of dips, kind of like
Kyler tore his ACL on a real field here. Why would that be
Wait,
better there?
Your field is fake?
Well, I
In
think
that bad?
I personally think that it's a World War II battlefield masquerading as a football field, personally. But yes, it's not a real field, man. It's just a disgusting mess.
Oaktown Destroyer says, hey guys, happy new year to everyone. Been a great year listening to you guys. And it should be a great game between the Raiders and the Colts this weekend. Really?
Great isn't the word I'd use.
Or anybody.
I picked the Colts. That's all I know, Oaktown Destroyer. I picked the Colts. Don't feel confident enough to bet, so don't ask me. Just don't. Silly Wabbit says, glad to hear Squid on the show. It's about time some maturity got added.
Oh, wow.
Lost Toby says, wait, we're doing rails? No, going off rails, Toby. Take it easy. 888-368-1580. So, enough of talking about Kyler Murray and the fact that the Cardinals should trade or just, I don't know, maybe send him home. I don't know, let him just go play Call of Duty and get yourselves a new quarterback. I'd love to see my wife happy again. Yeah. God knows I ain't getting it done. So maybe a better Cardinals team could help. But, let's talk about the Suns for a second. Now, we did talk about the Suns quite a bit.
Time's up.
But tonight, the Charlotte Hornets are visiting the Phoenix Suns here at the America West Arena. Don't care what it's called. And but Squid had some news for us that is very exciting.
Well,
He's got nudes.
Not news.
Oh, my God.
News.
News.
Not that
Okay,
exciting.
thank you.
Not
That's
that
also
exciting.
probably why the apps are restricted on his phone.
Yeah, that's exactly
All right.
why.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Right. All right.
Bradley Beal finally coming back after the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, the Suns finally can get their crap together and get a big three playing some
Did
basketball.
you just drop a Brooklyn Nets joke on us right there?
Yeah. Just the Suns are the same thing. Like we had the Nets try
Really
to
not
make a big
enjoying you
three.
as much as I was earlier.
Squid, if you're
He
gonna
says
if you're
girlfriend's
gonna drop the joke, you gotta roll with it. Have
just-
the you're just like just like you were ashamed that you did it.
Oh,
He just
I
dropped it.
died.
chaos is broken down the
Oh,
studio.
no.
It's attacking Squid.
No,
All hell is breaking
I
loose.
just slapped somebody else's kid. I'm sending him home with a red hand mark on his face.
This is funny.
Glowing like the Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So are you saying the missing piece to the Suns' bad season
No.
is Bradley Beal?
No, I'm saying that this is
Okay.
like they are like the Suns team is doomed. I'm sorry, but this is so bad
This guy,
because I'm telling you, I'm watching. Oh my god!
Don't worry.
Keon just hit him. I saw it.
Take that.
I'm watching this team. I'm watching them against the Nets play on when the Big Three made their debut, and it's bad. It's so boring, and
We
it was
haven't had
it
a
was like,
chance to get into a rhythm yet. To
but
be
I'm
fair,
just like everyone was so hyped up before the season starts. And,
Mhm.
and for the record, I was kidding. The Suns are not doomed. I was completely kidding. But I'm just saying, yes, Keon,
Hey,
I
you
know.
wanna see what I can do?
was
Watch this.
completely kidding.
oh, I thought it would fall.
Don't do that too hard. We might go off the air.
That's a good point. Anyway, you were saying
just that the Nets. I mean, when you had Durant, Irving, and my gosh, Harden, they had like, was it 24, 26 games played in total, and that team never clicked, and they were never turned into something. This is nothing new to anyone about when it comes to the Nets and how that worked out. I'm terrified this is exactly what's happening.
But didn't you say earlier that the Suns, with those three, with Beal, with Booker, with Durant, are 6-1?
No, actually, I was looking at the wrong stat. They've only played one full game.
God damn you! It's the
together.
only reason we're talking
I
about
know.
this right now.
That
I
was-
wanted to hear
that was
something
a-
good.
The one
Now you just-
good stat
you
was
gave me hope
it was
and
that-
you've
yeah,
taken it
was the
away.
wrong column.
That stat I was looking at was the last game that
Yeah,
they
it's
played. The last
backwards.
starting six, the last starting five went 6.
Kind of feel like he maybe should have brought some nudes instead of this news.
Yeah. I was excited there for a second. Now,
Yeah, because right during break, that was the last 5. where
probably
it's
could have given me a heads up, kid.
6-1. Sorry.
Way to go!
Thanks for your
That's for the
misinformation.
note. Yeah, that's exactly why I came on. Actually, just to make information.
Damn liberals.
throw us off the yeah.
So Squid is the stick to the spokes on this bike right now. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just another face in the crowd says, "Hey, Squid the kid. Part of growing up is admitting when you pull something like that." Nets line. Yeah. No. Yeah. No,
When the disappointment came dripping from Jeffrey's voice, I knew I
actually
got stuck.
No, actually, it wasn't bad. Actually.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
terrible.
Just roll with it because you have
Yeah.
no idea.
No, I don't laugh out loud. I'm sorry.
I feel terrible.
You know how
I had
funny you
something
have
to
to be
kill
to
me.
make Jeffrey laugh.
That's a
None
really
of
good
us,
point.
none of us
That's
is
a
funny
very
enough. I'll
fair
tell you that
point.
right now.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
true.
on purpose. I find a lot of things funny. It just I forget to tell my face. Thundar San Barbarian says, "Hey, Arizona, how about getting yourself a number 3 at quarterback? I got a feeling he isn't long for Denver, and you're already used to playing with short quarterbacks." Yeah, well, at least listen. Russell Wilson towers above little Kyler Murray.
He doesn't tower over any of those linemen though.
I don't know if we can take that much cringe.
Russell can't help that Cardinals.
This state, Arizona, and the people who live in it are more like New Yorkers than they are like Californians. And there's no way Russell Wilson would survive 3 weeks here.
What's he going to say when he gets here? If he gets here, instead of "Let's ride," what's he going to say?
Let's
Tweet,
fly. Let's fly, Cardinals.
Oh, let's fly.
Let's fly.
Let's
fly. What did he used to say to the Seahawks?
Go Hawks.
That was it? You just say go Hawks?
Go Hawks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's boring. The Jet says, speaking of off the rails and stuff, you guys will never do. What are your New Year's resolutions this year? To have Squid less on the show. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
I don't know. Well, let's think about that, and maybe we'll talk about it when we come back. Why not? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
The latest lines for the upcoming college football playoff games on Monday. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena, number 1 seed Michigan, taking on 4 seed Alabama. The Wolverines unbeaten at 13-0. They're a 1.5 favorite over the 12-1 Crimson Tide. Alabama plus 108 on the money line. Michigan minus 130, over under 44.5. Sugar Bowl pits Texas and Washington and New Orleans. Longhorns favored by 4.5 points, minus 178. Washington 13-0 out of the Pac-12 plus 146. And the over-under inside the Superdome is 62.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheets. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know. Do we have T-Mobile commercials on here? Have you heard any?
I don't think we do.
I got to get off T-Mobile.
Maybe.
I just got a text from my wife at 5:25. Have a great show. It's like, oh, geez. 2.5 hours, probably actually more. She probably sent that 15 minutes before showtime.
I'm not even kidding. I got a friend back in Georgia. She wished me a Merry Christmas. I got the text last night.
All right, that's it. I can't take it.
She's got T-Mobile. I've got T-Mobile.
Every time I'm like, well, you know what we got to do? We got to get back on Verizon. And then I'm like looking at the prices, and I'm like, I can handle some crap service for a minute.
That's some real yada yada, man. See that? I got all the lingo. See that? I keep trying to prove to you guys.
Those are horrible commercials.
All the lingo.
I hate those commercials. Who was asking us? I think it was the Jet wanting to know what our New Year's resolutions were. I usually don't make New Year's resolutions because look at me. What do I even think that I need to change? And the other part is I don't think why would I set myself up for failure? Nobody keeps their New Year's resolutions. Has anybody gotten to this date with their New Year's resolution intact?
Probably not.
No way.
And I don't really do a resolution. If I had, it would have been get your ass in the gym, which I did, but I didn't need a resolution for that. It was like February, and I just said, you know what, I got to do it.
If it's gonna stick, you're already doing it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just why. Like, if it's June and there's some change you need to make in your life, why on earth would you wait until the next year to do it? Just do it in June.
So, I went to the cardiologist this year, and I got checked out and stuff. And much to everyone's surprise, I'm okay. I thought for sure it's like I was going to need a stent or a bypass or something. And they come back and they're like, dude, you're just lazy. And I'm like, okay. All right.
Nice.
So I got to start exercising and taking care of myself. I'm not making it a resolution because I was already going to do that. And now I kind of have to. I was really kind of counting on the stent or bypass to at least get me out of it for a while, maybe just buy me some time. I was just hoping to buy some time by having heart surgery, but I guess I don't need it.
Which is
Wow.
I was really disappointed, to be honest. There's a lot of shows I could be watching, But then I heard if you have the open heart surgery, you end up with amnesia. So then I'm like, oh, crap, I'm going to watch these shows. I'm going to forget them. I'm going to watch them anyway. So there's no point. So anyway, so I don't do resolutions. So I can't think of anything I would need to resolve. I don't know.
Well, maybe not a resolution, but what is something you'd want to accomplish or do in 2024?
See, there is your mom there, but I'm not doing it.
Well, my mom's dead, so that's not going to work for you.
It doesn't mean it's impossible. So
it's been 13 years. Good luck.
So I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I don't know. You want to get corn? I just wish I could be a better husband. I don't know. I just and a father.
Sure, your wife could say that.
Yeah. Maybe even to her. I don't know. So how about you? You seem somebody that needs to have a lot of resolution.
Wow.
Probably just
Wow.
swimming in regrets.
So I'm actually not. So
what would your thing be?
I mean, I don't have resolutions. I don't do that. If there was one thing I'd want to accomplish next year,
the end of this sentence?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I would say the biggest thing I should probably try to work on is I need to, as I'm aging now, I won't say how old I am, but I am.
You're older than me. I know that.
Not by much.
A lot.
Not by much.
Yeah, you won't say, so they'll never know.
I'm definitely not where Randy's at yet.
Wow.
Rolled him right under the elderly bus.
This has been a bad show for me.
Yeah.
It's just Randy's out here catching strays. He's not even involved in the conversation.
I mean, I guess the only thing that I would like to do for myself is I need to cut back, and this is stupid, but I need to cut back on sugar. I've got to stop eating sugar because it's when you hit a certain age, probably a bad idea to keep doing that.
Why?
I
love sugar.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't love it, but I mean, I think it's time to cut back on it.
Because you're fat?
No.
Oh.
Well, no, I mean it's just that the older you get, and like your genetics obviously play a part in it. But like,
wait, you got the beaties?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I do not. I think it's a good idea to cut back on that. With
is it in your family?
Diabetes is in my family.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like even if you don't have it now, and even if you're not like unhealthy or anything like that, if you reach a certain point, your body just can't like break down the sugar the way that it used to, and that's just that. It's just genes. Like that's for me. Like that. My family's like that. Like I just I know that there's a point where I'm gonna have to stop as well.
What's your resolution?
Me, if I had a resolution, it would probably be, just trying to, pay down some debts and get my credit and stuff balanced out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Lost Toby says my resolution should be not taking all of Rosalie's time for my own team.
He's right.
I
and
don't...
also, Ralph, you look for 70.
What?
He says, Ralph, you look for 70.
I look for 70.
Anything you
Probably
like,
I
you
look
look
good.
70 or 47. I don't know.
I do not look 70, nor am I anywhere near that.
I don't know.
Nah, I'm not.
I don't know. Hey, Randy, what about you? Resolution?
I don't do resolutions.
God, no, nobody does resolutions. I think actually that's good. That's a healthy thing. I
it's
can't
just-
even get mad about it.
The most of the things I want to do, if I think I really have to do this, or this will make me a better person or a healthier person or happier or whatever, I just do it.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, we
just-
already established that.
I just don't know how to.
I think your resolution should be to say things in shorter sentences. Like,
No, because I like the sound of my own voice.
I only got 3 hours.
That's
honesty.
your resolution for me.
That
My
is-
resolution for me is to hear me talk more.
Wow.
Whoa.
We have offered him his own show, but he won't take it. So.
I had some stuff going on. I'm gonna push for that next year.
All right. Squid, how about you? You're too young to have a resolution.
Yeah, I don't really have resolution.
You do everything wrong right now.
As you're supposed to.
Thank you.
I mean, your parents
Thank
aren't going to
you.
agree with that, but I'm just,
He's probably pulling for facial hair, I would think.
That's the resolution.
Right now, he looks like a baby.
Now, have you
Spot.
shaved yet at all?
Yes.
Like
No,
a
you
peach
don't.
fuzz?
Yeah, the buzz.
Like
yeah,
he-
nothing actually
here's what
serious.
when I was 15, I had a little Fu Manchu peach fuzz coming, and I used my dad's shirt, and then I didn't have to do it again for like 3 or 4 years.
it's crazy. I remember when I was 18, Gillette was running this thing. They were just mailing out razors to everybody that turned 18.
Oh, ouch.
I didn't use a razor until I was like 24.
Yeah.
So they just
So you just had it
this
sitting there?
wasted razor. Yeah. Well, it was there when I needed it.
That's why we have a generation of kids cutting themselves.
6 years later.
Lost Toby. Lost Toby says, I wouldn't be able to tell Ralph and Joe Biden apart.
Oh, wow.
That's
Those are fighting words.
Oh, man.
Well, when Ralph talks, it's like you close your eyes, the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wow. Who was that?
It's Lost Toby.
All right. I can't wait for the next remote.
Ralph is filing it away.
I'm filing that.
He's got receipts like Deebo Samuel thought he had. Did you hear about that? Oh,
No.
man. So Deebo Samuel, I guess some kids got his phone number and they just started messing with him. And you think he was Mo from The Simpsons. And so Deebo Samuel's getting these texts and they're like, hey, Deebo, it's Cam Newton. And they start chatting him up and then they starts fighting and everybody was like, oh my God, Cam Newton is saying some crazy stuff. And then they start. So in real life, over television, Deebo Samuel is fighting with Cam Newton. Cam Newton's like, I don't even have your number, mother effer. I mean, he was mad. And Deebo Samuel's like, you know, you're a fan like 2 weeks ago. Stop talking all this stuff. Because I guess Cam Newton went on. It was being critical or something. And so it turned out he was just being pranked. And
Jeez. Nice.
It was not. And so Deebo Samuel, he just deleted everything.
See, that's why you don't
Welcome
make
to
that.
Deebo's Tavern. You know,
Don't make that stuff public. If you think someone is texting you and they're in the wrong, you got to make sure. You got to double check that.
by the way, it did sound like Keon asked for a raise, Killer Rabbit. Oh, I just want to be a little more financially.
Well, I would like one, but no, that's not what I was asking for. I'm saying like I just want to make sure that I.
See, Keon,
I
you
tried
gotta
to
go
get
like
involved.
this. You got to do this. You got to go. Well, what I'd like to see happen in this next year, my resolution is to double my income. You got to do something like that. You
Yes,
see what I'm-
Selling a kidney, are you?
No, man, I've got college debt. I've got credit card debt. I'm just trying to make sure I get that stuff straightened out.
That sounds like a 2028 problem.
Wow.
That's what I'd say. Pickle D says Murray will go to the land of misfit players, aka wherever Bill Belichick ends up. That's interesting. I don't think he'd ever want him. Hefty Lefty says, I heard the Dodgers' new jersey sponsor is Bounce Dryer Sheets. Very on brand since they sheet the bed every year in the playoffs.
Dodgers don't have a jersey sponsor, but thanks.
Swave Dave says, Happy New Year weekend, everybody. Pour me a shot of anything to take the bad taste of making it to Premier League and only managing to get 2 regular season wins.
Oh, no.
My one consolation would be to beat Rosalie and take 11th place. I'll be back. Yeah, Swave Dave, you were so dominant in your other league, but listen, it's just the way it all goes sometimes, man. Sometimes you get a bad draft. The Jet says, I get it, Ralph. If I was your mom, I'd be dead to you as well.
Wow.
Thunder San Barbarian says, my resolution is to get back to Arizona for a visit during spring training. Oh, and he sends a picture of his dog. Oh, what's up, puppy? Says, thank you guys for another great year of sports talk, fantasy football, all around silliness. Hopefully I'll get a chance to catch a remote broadcast in the spring when I come down there for the Dodgers in spring training. He's a Dodger fan. Happy New Year from Sam the dog and me in California. By the way, Ralph, when you meet Shohei and Yamamoto, it's Aka Ekmashita Omdetua Gazamizuzu. Go Dodgers. What did I just say in Japanese badly?
Don't know, but there's
I
been
don't know.
reports of things being launched.
Yes. Well, it was nice knowing you. Jeez. Big George says, Jeffrey, let's be honest. Well, always. Except for when I'm not. You don't need to make any resolutions. You're already perfect. Ralph, on the other hand, you got a few hours. We got a list.
Big George.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Keon should be hired by Nike with that slogan. I just do it. I resolved to never eat a testicle. He just added that one in there.
I mean, I do resolve that though. Just
There you go. I think we can all make that resolution, except for Squid. He's looking forward to it, I guess.
Yeah.
The Jet says, did I win the daily text challenge? No, we just trying to kill time, buddy. Sorry. Against the Spread says, good day, fellas. I have my bet of the year for you. Besides that futures bet I gave out on UConn to win the tournament in March. Take Alabama +2 big versus Michigan. Bama's D will pulverize Michigan's running game, and Jim Harbaugh will get schooled by Saban. Take this one to the bank. As always, practice responsible betting. I heard that Saban wasn't allowing his guys to watch film alone. Usually they give you the iPad and you sit there and you just watch. For some reason, they're like, yeah, we don't want anything weird with the sign stealing thing. So everybody's got to watch film together. How does that help? I don't understand that.
I'm not sure I get that either.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
I don't know. I honestly, I'm trying to think of
they're watching film on other people. So is it just like a thing of like what they do with the video? I'm confused by this.
I guess unless you think the iPad's going to get stolen or hacked or something, I can't imagine any other reason
that would
why.
be if their plays were in the iPad or something. But
Well-
just watching film in other schools, not being allowed to do that alone, somebody needs to help me with that one.
Yeah. Well, I
Saban
think
just
he
being
doesn't-
weird.
I think he doesn't want one person looking at it. You'd rather have the entire team because more eyes, you won't be able to miss those intricate details of those signs. You know, when they start making the signs on the other team,
opposite of what they're doing here?
everybody's going to pick up a little something and they'll put that all together. See what I'm saying?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it's done. Yeah.
All right, listen, here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a break. I'm going to come back and I'm going to go quick. Yeah, I've got the NFL injury report right here. Things you need to know if you're in a championship of your fantasy football, not you, Ralph. Things you need to know if you're in the championship of your fantasy football league, or just even trying to, play for pride. And also, this is the kind of stuff that helps you with your picks as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Paid for by National Tax Advisory Services. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call tax relief helpers right now at 800-264-1629 and get the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-264-1629 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-264-1629. 800-264-1629. 800-264-1629.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
Before becoming a professional announcer, I took the announcer oath, which forbids me from misleading listeners.
Just wrap your heads around the reality of that.
That means I speak the truth when I say you can listen to us on your smart speaker. Just say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We got just this segment left, and it's the end of 2023 for us. Man, though, I made a mistake. We were just hanging around talking during the break. I should have gone pee-pee in the potty. I got to go pee-pee in the potty. You see, I've made myself sound younger because Squid is here.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Later, I'm going to have a Baba up here. It's going to be great. Anyway, I promised an NFL injury report to help you with your fantasy football and or your Harman Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. This is interesting. Heavy Metal Maniac asks, I got a question about next week's fan pick'em. It's the last game of the season. Do you think there's going to be a lot of upsets, like people not playing because they're resting for the playoffs? Seems like it might be a harder week to pick the fan pick'ems. And he says, thank you guys and Happy New Year. I don't know you're going to see a lot of that this year. I mean, the teams that might pull a player just because they're like, well, there's no point. They were already going to stink. And then the teams, there's still a lot of movement for the wild card right now. I don't know that you're going to see a lot of people sitting back and resting, are you?
I mean, maybe. I mean, when you start to look at some of these teams that have already clinched, and there's going to be more this weekend, when you get to next week, if you've already clinched, why would you play your starters?
Well, yeah, that would be the Ravens and the Dolphins and the 49ers, Eagles, Lions, Cowboys, and Browns. So
teams that stink will play, actually, because they need the practice.
That's just something that you're going to have to keep a very close eye on. And yeah, I feel like we probably should have moved the championship game 1 week back. We should have already had that for that exact reason that Heavy Metal Maniac is talking about. But this is our first season with the extra week, so we're just going to have to see what happens.
And this is also one of the seasons that seems to be the closest in the middle, where you just have so many teams that are actually still viable for the playoffs,
which is good.
Yeah, it's a good thing for the league, but it does mean that by the time you get to the end of the season, some of the stuff is already worked out.
Squid, I need you to look something up.
Okay,
you're actually going to have to do something. You've just been sitting around here the whole time. I know Kyler Murray was supposed to come to practice today. Tell me what the outcome of that is and what is his current designation. I know that Marquise Brown has been put on the injured reserve. He's had this heel injury, and I guess at this point, doesn't matter. Kyler Murray was having an illness all week, and they said he was supposed to practice today. Again, doesn't matter. But, yeah, let me know what the situation is on little Kyler Murray there, if he's going to actually play this week or not.
Yes.
He is playing.
Yes, it looks. Yeah, AZ Central.
Was he full practice or?
You're gonna have to give me like 2 seconds.
All right. Well, you, come back to me when you got it.
Okay.
For my Colts, Michael Pittman Jr. He's cleared concussion protocol. That is huge for my Colts. I don't know what's going to happen, but you got a better chance with Michael Pittman Jr. out there than not. The Commandos, Jacoby Brissett is questionable. He injured his hamstring, so you might have to go back to the other guy.
I have to go back to Sam Howell, which I hate that for Sam.
You are so pro Sam.
I am. He's just punch drunk. He's out there. They drop him back 35, 40 times a game. Offensive line's no good. I mean, the guy just. I think that they are, a few more sacks away from just ruining his career, which will be yet another quarterback this team is broken.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Beer Bob says Jeffrey last year was the first year with 17 games. You know I drink, right? Anyway, thanks for bringing that up. Chief Skull says, have a happy New Year's, guys. Thank you, Chief Skull. Baker's Cocky Hen says, yeah, the AFC is still wide open. You are correct, sir. And with that in mind, CJ Stroud is back in practice. They are saying he will play. He was in phase 4 of concussion protocol. I had no idea there were phases to concussion protocol. We're going to have to talk about that another time. I just didn't realize there were phases. Jamar Chase, he was in practice, limited though. They still say he's a game time decision unless you have seen something that says otherwise. In the meantime, the Bengals have activated Cam Taylor-Britt from the IR, so I guess they'll have him if not. Jalen Waddle has been ruled out. We told you that earlier, and Tua Tagovailoa, he is expected to play. So for whatever good that'll do. Bill McCall is out, former Bears wide receiver. He died. Let's see. Well, he was 93, so
still,
it wasn't just not. I guess I should have done that separate, huh? Sorry. He's on the injury report. That's all I know. He's dead. That's probably should have started the injury report with a dead guy.
Maybe shouldn't have been an injury report. I mean,
well, he was a 3rd round pick in 1952. I don't know if he might still be on the roster. It is the Bears.
Okay, fair enough.
Alvin Kamara has missed practice with an illness. A lot of illnesses going around, but they never tell you what the illnesses are. Stomach
End
stuff.
of season illness.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But he's questionable play on Sunday, so keep an eye on that. Jaden Reed is going to play for the Packers. Christian Watson and Devondre Campbell, doubtful on that. And the last thing I've got for you here is Jordan Addison, questionable for Sunday. That does not help the Vikings cause at all. That guy needs to be on the field. So what do you got on Kyler Murray, kid?
So it looks like he didn't do a full practice on Friday. If I'm reading this correctly, I might not be. But
he did a little
officially,
practice.
He's questionable right now, but again, it said he's feeling better. He'll be ready to go.
All right,
so yeah, he's playing.
There you have it. So that is the injury report right there. Good luck to everybody. Beer Bob says, yeah, last 2 years actually had 17 games. Thank you, Beer Bob. We get it. We get it. Swave Dave says, is anybody else excited about watching Monday Night Football on Saturday where the Lions will kick the Cowboys' butt? I think it's going to be a decent game.
That's why they did that game on Saturday.
Because they needed to Cowboys.
They needed to give Monday to college football.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now that makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
Finally, it makes sense.
Because it's New Year's. And so you got the playoff stuff, the Big Six.
My pick was Dallas, but I'm starting to think I should change that to the Lions.
Until the Lions learn how to play defense, I ain't changing that pick.
I know you keep bringing it up, but the Cowboys have a tendency to get in their own way. They play defense against themselves.
The Cowboys still have a top 5 defense. So what that tells me is that sometimes they can be bad at the defense. The Lions just are bad.
I really want to pick them, but I guess I'll leave it alone.
They just are bad. I can't touch that one personally.
Killer Rabbit says, great show tonight, gentlemen. And Squid, Randy, please pour me an 801 beer. Keon, enjoy Russell Wilson and the Commandos next year and talk to everyone in 2024.
Why would he be a commander? Just what for who, for what?
Who do you have better?
We should draft a guy. We are in the 3rd spot in the draft.
You're the Commanders. You're probably going to draft a kicker. Let's be honest.
Well, I sure hope not, because then that means that having a new owner changed nothing. I mean, Josh Harris is new guy, new GM, new coach, new everything.
What is more likely? The Dodgers continue to not get into the World Series, or the Commandos continue to be the Commandos?
Josh Harris is a much better owner than Dan Snyder. I think that's very unlikely that they'll continue to be the team that they were.
I just wanted to see both of them have a constipated look in their face at the same time. Mission accomplished.
At 3, well, it depends at 3. I mean, if you like a quarterback, it's probably going to be Jaden Daniels that you would want, and you should trade down for him.
I was going to say, you're trading down at 3 if they're both taken.
If you like Fashanu, the lineman there, take him.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we run out of time, for the last time this year, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back in the year 1968, the Baltimore Colts, led by Coach Don Shula and quarterback Johnny Unitas, shut out the Cleveland Browns 34-0 to win the NFL championship at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. The Colts were 13-1, avenged their only loss of the season, holding the Browns scoreless for only the 2nd time in history. The Colts will move on to represent the NFL in Super Bowl III, where they lost. Why would you bring that up when you just gave me the championship one? Why are you adding that on, George? Don't have to talk about how we lost the guy wearing pantyhose. That was Joe Namath, by the way. You know that story, kid?
No.
Yeah. Look it up. Joe Namath was wearing pantyhose. Yeah. Because they didn't have compression stockings back then, and that's what he was basically doing right there.
But don't ask how he got them.
You know how he got them. You know damn well, Randy. He was Joe Namath.
Willie Namath.
He bought him at the 5 and Dime in a little egg thing that they used to
Sure he
sell,
did.
man,
He
remember?
scoped out the bar, found the tallest girl he could.
That's right.
The rest is history. Hey, speaking of history, Tyreek Hill in these next 2 games, if he can get 324 receiving yards
He'll break Megatron's record, Calvin Johnson's record right there.
Wow.
Can he do it? That's I think too much.
I don't think so.
And he's had an extra game to do it in. You know, Calvin Johnson's record was set with less games.
Though Tyreek missed a game.
Oh, so okay, you got me on that one.
So actually, he'd be playing the same amount of games.
All right, then that's fair. If he actually does beat it, then it's a proper record because he missed that game. But I don't know if you're going to get 170 yards in both games.
No, because you got the Ravens you're going against this week, so
that's
going to hurt it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a good season, but yeah. He said he wanted to get 2,000 receiving yards, and he needs 359 to do that. So missing that game just killed it.
It did, yeah. He was on pace too.
All right, well, yeah. Tyreek Hill is he's an abuser. He's a domestic violencer. So up yours, Tyreek Hill. And I'm glad you're not going to break the record. Wow. Well, listen, that's anybody have a problem with that?
Not really.
I'm just glad you don't hold grudges on players. I think it's good.
I'm Irish.
I know.
We hold grudges on everybody. and listen, if I'm going to hold a grudge, I think domestic violence is a pretty solid ground to stand on, right?
Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Yep.
Pretty good.
I had a thing in here, and now I've lost it. My screen went down. Daggone it.
It's so big. How did you lose it?
I'm
just trying to figure out.
Here's the thing I was going to do, and I could.
Sorry.
Can we just end the show?
I mean, we can't. We still have a minute left.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Let's make fart noises.
It makes me so proud to be part of this.
Wish I would have brought my kazoo in.
This award-winning radio program.
I rock a kazoo.
Multi-award winning.
If we don't win an award for this one, I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
Baker's Cocky Hen says Tyreek Hill had 190 versus Baltimore last year. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's not outside of the possibility.
I don't know where Baltimore was ranked last year. They are the best defense right now.
Yeah, that's good.
They probably weren't the number one defense last year.
What?
Probably.
Huh?
I said they probably were not the number one defense last year.
Right. Who said that?
Excuse me?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Huh?
Yeah.
I can totally hear you. I'm just killing time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, listen, Happy New Year, everybody, and be safe this weekend. We'd really like to have you back with us on Tuesday and not in the morgue from being an idiot and drinking and driving. So be careful out there.
Don't do that.
Don't even leave the house. It's probably best.
Yeah.
Probably best. So Squid, Ralph, Keon, and Randy, thank you, and we'll see you next time. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.